Why isn't this? Hi,
Well,
welcome
we're live.
everybody.
Hello.
Here we go. Let's go ahead and start this the right way.
All right.
Welcome to another episode of Roses Are Red podcast with your host, Mrs. Red Rose, her co-host, Sam I Am from the Married Couple Podcast, and AC from Midnight Media.
I'm telling you, I love that logo every time I see it.
I do too.
Oh, it's my fave. Welcome in, everybody, for another episode, part 2. I'm so excited.
I've been waiting all week for this.
Right?
I know several people have been waiting all week.
Like, we need more.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
I need more. I want more.
Like, what do you mean you had to stop for what? So
Because I'm an old lady and I get tired.
yeah, that's okay. Then we stretch out
No,
the
I mean it
content.
got late. I'm an hour behind you, so it gets late for me too. These guys are, Pacific time, and they're like, it's early. We're just getting started,
Welcome in, Hunter.
Welcome
Hey,
in.
Hunter.
Hello.
Hunter is one of my from our young Marines that we do together. So he's part of
Oh,
our group.
wow.
So he's here supporting us. So thank you, Hunter, for your support. Thank you for hanging out.
Thank
Yes.
Um,
you. Thank you.
So AC is right now undercover.
My camera something. So I'll be with you in a moment.
No, you're fine.
So let me tell you, we talked about last time a little bit about staying on the Midway last week, and it was, I swear to God that ship is haunted. I swear.
What is the Midway? Can you explain to the people what you're talking about?
The Midway is a ship that was retired and turned into a museum here in San Diego, and we had the honors to be able to stay there overnight, and it was
The honor.
it was great. It was an honor. It was
Was it great, Rose? Was it?
Wasn't that honorable for you?
Rose, did you
No.
enjoy your time?
No. As I wish I could have left at 1:00 in the morning, but I had to wait because and not only that, I mean, a lot of people know me that I've never been camping or slept in a sleeping bag ever in my entire life. And she did not enjoy the sleeping part. No, I did not. No, Hunter knows because I told Hunter, I'm like, no, never again. It was, it was a great experience to be able to see it at night and see the San Diego views and the water and all that was beautiful. But when it was time to go to bed, screw that. No. Yeah, I kept rocking back and forth. I didn't feel the rocking back and forth. What I did hear was a lot of the, I could have sworn I heard people going up and down the hallways or doors slamming and closing. And at first I thought it was the kids. And so when I checked on the kids, they're all like knocked out of sleep. I'm like, oh, must be nice.
So in October, we did a whole month worth of ghost stories and Halloween lore and all the things. And we had talked about, imprinting and all the things. Do you think it was actual ghost or do you think it was like an imprint of things that had happened on the ship?
No, we actually had a privilege of one of our young Marines' grandfather who was actually on that ship.
Oh, wow.
And he was actually with us and he told us a couple of stories. And let me tell you, no, I believe 100%. I believe I'm through that.
What do you
I'm
believe?
like, I believe that there is spirits out there. I do believe that they stay on the ship, like wherever you're at, if you've been there for, you get platooned or whatever.
How long do you have to be there to imprint?
To what?
How long do you have
Imprint.
to be there for you to imprint?
I don't know that.
Okay.
It was no security. No, it wasn't security because I'm telling you, these 87-year-old men that are taking care of this ship, I thought one of them was going to break their legs, or something like, or hurt themselves. And because they're walking with walkers and they're sitting out there like nothing. Like I'm walking throughout the whole ship, I'm going with my flashlight everywhere, and he's, they're like
You can
telling me,
see
I'm like,
Rose around the corner with her flashlight. Who's there? Who's good?
Like with a, like
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
no, I
Going around the corner.
honestly thought these older
Handshake.
men that they this is what they live for, like this is all they know, and they've been taking
Right.
care of the ship. God bless them.
How
for
long
being
were they?
for-
Were they there 2 weeks, or do they have to be like a month to imprint? Do they have to die there? What happens?
I don't know. I don't know all that logistic. I just know
Because
that
listen, because I wonder, like,
ship.
they had a life beforehand. So, like, all they're reduced to is a soldier on a ship forever.
You know what? I always feel that maybe when you have an attachment to a certain place, you go
Mhm.
back to that place.
Who
You know
does?
what I mean? Like if that's
The people.
your spirit, or
Mhm.
if you haven't passed on or whatever, I always feel like you go back to
Right. Damn.
wherever
that
you're
sucks, bro.
comfortable.
I don't want to die.
Or
That fucking
unfinished
blows.
business.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to stay here in this podcast fucking seat forever and watch myself, like, because I have unfinished business. Oh man.
Yeah. No, the guy that we had there, he definitely told us some stories, and I'm looking at him going, don't tell me that, please, because I wish I had like a teddy bear at this point, and like, I don't know, holy water and a cross. And
What if I had a wife? What if I had a wife and a child and I went enlisted, and then I died, and then they died, and or no, they're still alive, right? And like I have to overwatch a ship for the rest of my eternity instead of watching over my child and my wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, what takes precedent?
I don't know, it depends on
Hmm.
you. What's more important to you, I guess, when you go, maybe,
Or,
I guess.
or
So it's
maybe
you
not.
so you
maybe,
decide.
or maybe you don't realize that you are gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you just are. And again, you don't move. You don't go to the light. I don't know. This is just me.
Right.
Yeah, or like Hunter says here,
Thinking
or
things.
if you have unfinished business,
Right,
absolutely.
but maybe you don't realize, or you are,
But then
until you. I'm
read the
dead.
rest of it. He said, "Lol."
Yeah.
Also.
And I'm dead. No.
And dead. And dead.
And dead.
You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, dude. Like, I had a wife and a child, but now I have to overwatch this ship because I decided to enlist in the Navy, and now I died here, so I have to, not overwatch my child. Like I thought I had to watch my family, from a
Or maybe
cloud.
it like, but maybe
Again,
that's
they didn't go to the
your
light. Yeah, they're,
maybe you had unfinished business on the ship.
Service is
I don't
more
know.
important than family, even in death, motherfucker. Get to work. Come on, get the fuck out of here.
You made a commitment. You're
You made a
staying.
commitment. Anyway, check this out.
Oh, dude, that shit's the best.
Ain't it though?
Oh wow.
Ain't it though?
The US Midway
God
is a
damn.
really cool ship, and a tour to do is like a VIP tour. Yeah, if you guys ever come down to San Diego, go check that ship out. It's really awesome. There's such an amazing stuff and history on there and things to learn
do it.
about that. I mean, don't
Don't-
stay there. Please don't.
Don't do
but
it, dude. Hey, don't sleep there overnight is what she means.
I like the milk mustache going on there.
That's what I got giggly about.
Oh,
Oh my
shoot,
gosh.
show them what
Okay.
I want.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, show
Nice.
pictures.
Yeah. So it was great. But like I said, I've never slept in a sleeping bag until this program, and I've never slept in a tent until this program. I've never slept on the floor until this program. So
You didn't
Son
even
of a
have a
bitch.
cot?
I've never even
No
had
cots?
no.
No?
Have you ever slept in a cot before? You know what a
No.
cot is? Yeah, I didn't think so.
Right. Well, I mean, Mama Bear, she was talking, or Rose before we got on was talking about kind of summertime. They may go to like a battlefield and, sleep in actual tents. And she's like, I don't think I can sleep on the ground. And Mama Bear goes, "You need to invest in like a, like an air mattress." And she was like, "What?" I don't even think
I'm
she
like,
slept on an air mattress.
wait, you want me to do what?
It's a game changer when you're camping. It
I
really
don't
is.
understand
is.
what you're saying.
That's why my husband kept saying, "I want you to go to Sam's. I want them to teach you what the
Oh,
real life is of,
yeah.
of camping." He
Yeah,
goes,
Yeah,
she'll make it
because
to the
trust me,
same.
you're gonna come back.
Well, let's be real. If you were to camp or come to, Nebraska and go to our campground, we have a camper. It's like a hotel room. I mean,
See?
it's not as good, but
I'm
needs to be.
sold.
but you would have an actual bed.
The
It
first
might
night
be a
she slept
kitchen
in a
table in the
tent.
morning, but you'll
That's
have a bed.
exactly it.
Yes. See, look, the first
And that's the
Hunter
most
knows,
comfortable one.
the first night I slept in an encampment was at their recruiting training that they had under 40 degrees weather. And man, you know what?
Well, let's be real. Those sleeping bags are really meant to keep you warm. I mean, you can sleep in fairly cold weather and be fine as long as you don't come out of the sleeping bag.
She's right.
As long as you have the proper sleeping bag too, because I didn't know how many sleeping bags were for what until now. And I'm like going, "Oh, really? You need that sleeping bag? Oh, really? That one?" And the lady's like, "This is below 5 degrees. This is below," and I'm like,
Mhm.
"If people really go
5
sleep out there
degrees.
below 5 degrees? Like, are you
Yeah.
kidding me? Are you
Or you
nuts?"
you know-
can open a tauntaun. I mean,
I'm gonna
it's
blow
fine.
your fucking mind right now.
That,
blow your
I'm a
fucking
Star
mind.
Wars nerd.
Not
It's
everyone,
fine.
not everyone in history owned a building, and sometimes people had to sleep outside forever.
Yes,
Okay,
Fucking crazy, right?
but this is
but
we know me. We've had this conversation before. The one that believes that, you know what, Phoenix was a university in Phoenix. We had this conversation.
that is the best takeaway from life. Okay, there was a lot of good takeaways, but that fucking blew my fucking mind.
The only thing I care about in this world is that you thought that the University of Phoenix Online was in Phoenix, and your boy would travel there every day. No, for real.
He
For
would
real,
fly on them
For real, for real.
airplanes to that online class.
My boy, like in the field's like, "Well, honey, you're getting his bag and his hat
I gotta
off to
go.
Phoenix."
Well, that's yes, everyone. I'm just gonna put that there. I am very gullible. Yes, I am. You know what? Yes, I believe what you tell me
We love
until you lie to me. I believe it.
fucking love you. You're the best, man.
I mean, and
Fucking best.
AC
I've
and
never-
Sam know me how I am. Like, even when I go to Vegas and travel, AC's like, "Really?"
She never sees this, so it amazes me.
It's lovely.
Beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. It's like watching a flower bloom.
It really is.
Beautiful.
Sam and AC popped my cherry when we went to.
We did not do that. We did not.
We took her
that.
karaokeing. We took her karaokeing for fuck's sakes.
No one popped your cherry, bro. Please. Please. No, stop. Oh. Popped your cherry what? Take your karaoke.
I'm sorry. This comment you did what?
Oh, poor girl. Poor girl. Poor
Hated
girl.
me.
Sweet summer child. Sweet summer child. Okay. Well, look, we can do this all day. But
We could.
really,
I'm sorry.
we're here because Mama Bear has carved out a
Yes.
special piece of her time to come and,
Yes,
and,
thank you
and
so
be with us.
much.
We're here
Thank
for
you,
part
Mama
2
Bear.
of one of the juiciest, most tea-filled, the hottest tea I've felt in a long time. Hottest tea. And which it obviously, because she has a ton of followers on TikTok that are well invested into her story. So welcome back,
Yes.
Mama Bear. And we were going to pick up. A lot of people were distraught because we couldn't continue last week, and they were like,
Yes.
What do you mean stay up forever?" So we can't do that, but we're here today, and we said we would continue Friday night, and we're people of our word. So welcome back.
Yes. Yeah.
Welcome back, Mama Bear. And before you start a story, let's go ahead and give us another shot
Oh yeah.
and start
I
off
had
the
to give another shot to Phoenix.
shot to Phoenix. So this one's gonna go to shot to Phoenix, because Mama Bear said so. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Shot to Phoenix.
AC, you're making me jealous. That drink looks amazing.
You're making you
I
blush.
know,
You're
right?
making you blush.
Yeah, just a little.
Ooh, fuck. Oh,
Ooh.
shit.
He's about to pop her cherry now.
Hmm.
All right.
He's popping someone's cherry.
Someone's chair's getting popped right now.
Throw a
Ain't yours,
cherry
though.
on there.
Yeah.
Cheers,
Mm.
everyone.
Cheers.
Cheers to everyone. Cheers, Mama Bear.
Cheers, Mama
Yes.
Bear.
I'm
Thank
not
you
saying
for
this is
being
you.
on
I'm
again.
saying that. Cheers.
Jesus
This is
fuck.
no one. This is no one. This is my drink.
Or- I don't know if I can take the drink now. All right, 3, 2, 1.
Mm. Tell us all about it. Spill the beans.
Why don't we quickly recap what we did last week? So anybody joining new today, Jesus Christ. Well,
Absolutely. It is okay to ask any questions on here. If you have any questions for Mama Bear, please
yes, absolutely.
we'll be showing up there, and Mama Bear will be able to read your guys' questions as we go along. So please engage. Ask her anything you want.
Yes, this
She's-
is great. We love the interaction.
Yep.
Mama Bear, last week we had got to the point where pretty much where we kind of cut it was where you were brought in and found out by your superiors. And so if you want to, again, for people who didn't listen last week, to just catch us up real quick to that point, and then we'll move forward.
And
Yeah,
before you start,
so-
guess what? I have something
butt.
from someone who
around the tree and look it up.
chicken butt, someone who refutes things in the stairwell, that thinks more things happen in the stairwell, and you're lying.
Of course
But
they
please
do.
continue.
Everybody thinks they do.
Continue. The stairwell was much more eventful than you let on, allegedly. Continue.
Allegedly. All right. So just from the beginning, started as was a factory worker, interested in being a CEO, went and applied, interviewed, got the same job, got the job all in one day. It was very whirlwind. 2 weeks of training, 1 week classroom training, 1 week on the floor training. Hunter got shipped to the facility in October. He started courting me almost
and it's not that
immediately.
Hunter in the comments.
No,
That's
no,
not
I was
no,
about
no.
to say no relation, no relation, which is funny,
No,
which is
no.
funny and suspicious as hell. I'm gonna put that out there.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
kind of funny when he popped up. I was like,
You're like, oh fuck,
Are you real? Are you
you
him?
found me.
Are you him?
Look, I know he doesn't have your name tattooed on his hand or anything. He has no tattoo. We're good.
Oh, boy.
Or as you know.
As far as I
Yeah.
know.
I don't know who that is. I never seen that man hand.
yeah. So he got into the facility in October. We went under investigation initially in November. They found no wrongdoing because there was no wrongdoing at that time. He wrote me letters every day. I started writing him back in December. We started texting. He got kicked out of the workers program. We would go in the stairwell to hug and I would kiss him. That was it. When he went to go get a tablet, and then February rolls around and I get pulled into the captain's office. They asked me if I'm pregnant. That
Because
was
everybody knows
awkward.
you get pregnant through hugging.
I mean, that's what I thought. No,
That's
I'm
my mama
just-
said. That's my mama said.
Hey, my mama said a lot of things. If you kissed a boy, what would happen?
Right? But and then they told me I was terminated after showing me text messages and a picture of us walking together. And I just dropped my belt. I didn't even give it to him. I just dropped it on the floor and walked out.
Okay,
Called
so
my
real quick,
fiance.
one of the things I wanted to say about that, you had mentioned last week that you were like, hold on, all 4 of our hands are visible. I don't think, because they were like, oh, maybe you're too close. Da, 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 da. I
Yeah,
thought
you're
that was,
holding hands.
yeah, I was very proud of you for like sticking up for yourself. Like, no, fuck off. Look at all the hands. We're just,
I literally put it. I was like 1, 2, 3, 4. 4.
Yeah,
2 hands per
exactly.
person.
Now, by any
Okay.
chance, I did have a question for you. When they brought that up and said, you know what, you're terminated, did you at any time wanted to pursue like a lawsuit against them because they were terminating you for what lawful and wrongful termination?
I really didn't think about it at the time. It was just I was just concerned mostly when they said with the pregnancy claim or whatever, they'd have to bring in detectives, and that was just on my mind. I was just like, "Oh, okay, detectives. Okay. Oh shit."
Well,
What are
what
they
if
gonna
you were
find out?
pregnant? What if you were pregnant? I mean, you have a fiance at home. I mean, obviously there's relations there. I mean, it's not like, I mean, come on now.
Well,
What if you were pregnant?
they claim that in the call that someone reported saying that they thought that he had gotten someone pregnant. So
Okay, and
that's
that
why
was
they
from like okay.
yeah.
How? They didn't explain how.
Who's
No.
the rat?
That's a big
I want to know who
question.
the rat was. Was it like one of your co-eds from your department, or was it one of his co-ed from his department? I want to know who the rat was.
Oh, you're gonna love when you find out who it
Oh
was.
my gosh.
Oh, damn, juicy
Let her
story.
cook. Let her cook.
I can't. I'm an impatient person.
Obviously.
Spill the tea. Yeah.
Do you have your blanket with you this week?
You know what? You just reminded me of it. No wonder I'm really cold.
Oh geez, I don't want to hear about cold.
And at
Right.
48 degrees here, and she's like
All right.
negative something.
Yeah, it's like 20 something degrees here, but it gets really hot in the bedroom that I'm in, so I have a window cracked.
There we
Oh
go.
word.
I bet it does.
Oh Jesus
Sorry.
I still laughed. So sorry.
Oh.
How old? Never mind. It doesn't matter who are our listeners, how old they are. Doesn't fucking matter. All right, let's go with
Anyway.
you. So where we left off, you were found out and they said you dropped your belt. And I think that's about where we ended, right? You were like,
Yeah.
fuck that, take my shit, I'm done. And now what happens? What happens when you go home? What happens
So
next?
I literally just walk out of the facility and I go to my car and I call my fiance and I'm like, "Hey, are you ready to go back to work?" And he was like, "What's going on?" And I'm like, "Well, I've just been fired. I'll see you at home in 15 minutes." And he was just like, "Okay, come on home." So I get there and I'm crying because I just gotten fired from a job I really wanted. And then, of course, in the back of my mind, I got them saying, with this pregnancy claim, we might have to get detectives involved. And so I'm sitting there worried about that. And he asked me, he was like, "What's going on? Like, what happened?" And so I just tell him, like, "Well, you know how we've been sick a lot over the last couple months? Well, they were just concerned with my attendance and said that we were sick too much and that it was affecting my work and everything. So that's why they terminated me." And he was like, "Okay, you know, I'll look for
Mm.
jobs and everything, and you can stay home with the kids for a while." And I was like, "That's only fair. You did it for a while, so it's my turn again." And then we're just sitting there, and he asked me if we wanted to go to couples counseling because we were having issues in the relationship. I knew at the time that he had brought someone into the house and around the kids and had sex with them in our bed, and he didn't
Pardon me?
really. Yeah, you
You
heard that
can't glaze
right.
you can't glaze over that. Say that one more time.
Wait, wait, wait. Rewind. What was that again?
Yeah, while I was working at the jail, my fiance brought a woman into the house around the boys and had
That's
sex with her in
fucking
our bed.
dirty.
Oh, oh,
Like I
Okay.
told you, he wasn't the greatest person at the time.
Now, it's one
He-
thing. I mean, I guess it's one thing to have infidelity. To bring them around your children is, I feel like it's just so wrong. You know what I mean? Like, hold on, mommy's at work and here's this other person. Here, meet my friend. You know what I mean?
True.
meet my
Well, I mean, there was a
the
lot of
house cleaner.
infidelity before this on his behalf, like
Well,
True.
true.
What
like
did
a
your
lot.
babies say? Like, did your babies
I
ever
mean,
tell you?
no, he finally came out and clean to me when we got in a fight about it a couple months later.
But I mean, did your babies ever say, "Oh, you know what? Daddy brought a girl over," or were they
They
not
were
old
2 and
enough?
1.
Oh, okay, so they weren't old enough yet.
Yeah,
Okay.
they were 2 and 1, so they didn't really know what was going on. And of course, my now 3-year-old at that time wasn't really talking that much because well, he wasn't. He was thinking with the other head.
Yeah.
Right, of course.
Most do. Most men
Hey,
do. I'm just saying. I'm not
Relax.
saying you, AC.
Oh, just
I'm
not me.
saying,
I
no,
mean,
not
if the shoe fits.
I didn't say that. Hey, this is a great beer. Hey,
You
sponsored by
took the words
Modelo.
right out of my mouth.
Sponsored by
I love you,
Modelo
AC.
here.
I was just gonna give you shit because you always play devil's advocate. I mean, I think I can't say every, but I think a lot of men think with their other head a lot of the times. At least one point in their life.
This Modelo is great.
I
This
see.
is a good
Was that
Modelo.
me backpedaling?
I'll okay.
Cheers, everyone.
AC.
I
Oh,
got you. No, thank you. No, it's true. A lot of men are weak.
It's very few,
Yes.
very few. AC, Dave, my husband. It's very
Yes,
few
we are
to find
perfect.
good men
Mhm.
that, you know what, they really think of the others, you know, our significant others before doing anything stupid. It's very, very few.
True.
Very, very few.
True that.
But
Please continue
so
before more scrutiny is added. Go ahead.
we decided we was gonna go to couples counseling. And for that whole weekend, I didn't know anything about Hunter because they had disabled his chirp device in the facility, so he couldn't text anybody. And my number was blocked, of course, once they found out everything that was going on. He actually did send me a couple of messages from one of his buddies' devices, but I didn't reply back to it because I was like, if I reply back, that's probably going to get me in more trouble than I'm already in. So let's not do that.
that was smart.
So
That was smart.
at this point, I've been in contact with his mom for a few months. And so I texted her, like I blew her phone up all weekend, like, have you heard anything from him? She was like, no, I don't know if he's in the hole. I don't know what's going on. I know they disabled his chirp device. I'll let you know if I hear anything. And
Now,
that Tuesday,
this is me being AC for a minute. How did you know it was his mom? If you only you
because
only communicated through text, correct?
well, we communicate. She sent me pictures of her and you know her grandkids and stuff that was his sister's kids. So we've exchanged pictures. Like she knew what I looked like. And
Okay.
she knew what my kids looked like because I sent her pictures too.
So we've all seen this. This is again me playing AC just because I had this thought came in my brain. We've all seen Catfish. I
I love
mean,
you.
do we
By the way,
know
I want
for
to say,
real
like, I'm
that
so
it
proud
was
of
his
you.
mom?
Yeah, it was his mom.
Okay, this just like literally popped in my head as I was watching your series of this, and I was like, the cynical person in me was like, what if he had, what if, Hunter was like, fuck this, let me have somebody play my mom and let me, pull at her heartstrings and, make her think, she's really, I mean, I'm really in for, and partly because I've been fucking not duped like that before, but, been down the road of being played and manipulated and all the things. But I was just like, wow, maybe this was some fucking maybe it's some dude sitting in, one of his besties, like, one of his bros.
My heart is
He's not
full. My
smart
heart is
enough to do
full.
that.
I love you.
He doesn't have the brain capacity to do that, so I
Okay,
wouldn't
okay,
worry
well,
about that.
all right.
Just
I
wanted to
love
make
that you
sure.
said that. I love that you
My
said
girl
that.
said, that man too stupid to do shit like that.
He's not that smart. He's not that smart.
Like I would listen to him on like the speaker and stuff, and he in the cells, and he would just sit there and oh my girl this and my girl that, and just talk and talk and talk, and I'm he
Like,
can't.
shut the fuck
He
up,
needs
dude.
to. I literally told him that one day. I was like, shut the fuck up. And he's like, well, I'm proud of you, and I'm sorry. And I'm like, yeah, well, if you keep talking about it, I'm gonna whoop your ass.
Did
My-
you
can
ever
I-
And
send
I can
him?
because
oh yeah? Well, my girl is a CO and she's right over there.
Did you ever send him pictures like the
nudes.
yeah?
If you can't see it, Rose, let me see it.
Juice, straight juice and
The
tea.
spicy
Go.
photos.
So when he was in the facility that I worked at, he couldn't receive pictures.
Okay.
But
Okay.
in a couple other facilities that he was in, video chat was a thing.
Oh.
So more of a live thing than something you can leave traces of, right?
Okay.
Like oh, that's a picture. Pictures can be found, but live
They also
is
record the video chats.
Oh,
So how did you get away with it? You didn't.
I
You
just
didn't.
don't know where this is going. I mean, I just want to know, is
let's
there
be fair though. Let me just let me spill some shit about me. I dated a guy
Okay.
way back when
Great.
who got arrested for drugs, and one of the times I visited him before I had concrete proof that he was cheating on me the whole time we were together. I got on the. It was video, but it was like I had to go to the facility. He had his dick in his hand when I got on the fucking thing. I was like, whoa, I know we've been together and I've seen that before, but what are we doing? You were in prison, dude. You know what I mean?
All
So,
the more
I mean,
reason to look at it, dude. Like checking my
I'm
shit
like,
out.
I
Dude.
know, but I didn't need to see it again.
You missed it, don't you?
That's what he was trying to do. He's like,
I'm not trying to
oh.
see it though. I'm trying to touch it and I can't. So put it away.
Well, not even then. I was actively trying to prove he had cheated on me because he was gaslighting me the whole time.
Oh well, put that shit away then, dude.
And when I found out it was I went in for the last time, and then we'll get back to your story. But this was probably one of my proudest moments as a young adult. And I went in and I was like, I have proof. I will no longer come see you. Forget my number, blah, blah, blah. And I fucking left and never looked back. It was amazing. It was so empowering. So that
I'm
is
in
all.
jail. I only know 2 numbers. So
Yeah.
I
I'm like, lose the fucking number. He was the one who had me.
Hold on, I gotta close my mouth. Hold on,
You
close
got a
the
little
mouth.
bit of drool on your chin
I
there,
know,
Rose.
right? I'm like,
Yeah,
I
I've
mean-
lived a life.
learning so much about my friends tonight.
Trust me,
I mean,
I've lived too.
I mean, I'm
Rose?
not gonna say I do have
Why not, Rose?
mine it was a lingerie shoot that I did back in the day because I did model a little bit. So I have a lingerie shoot that there's lingerie pictures, but nothing bad. I mean, they're just lingerie.
Oh, my ex has a boudoir shoot that I did for him, and he never gave back after I broke up with him. I was like, hey, but I want those back. He's like, no. I'm like, wait.
Not till I
No.
make
No,
fucking
my
I
copies
mean,
of
DNA's
I've
it.
all over.
shared
We can't have them
I've
back.
shared those pictures. I mean, there's nothing there's nothing showing, but
Right.
there's
No,
nothing
just your
bad.
thighs and your shoulders.
How
I
dare
know.
you show that shoulder?
Ooh.
Put that
Hold
You know,
on.
shoulder away.
Just kidding.
girls in schools can't wear spaghetti straps because their shoulders are too provocative.
Because of
Right.
All right, we digress. So keep
Yes,
going.
back to the back to the
Okay.
point here.
So you went to couples therapy, and
Yeah.
how did that go? Well,
It was going good. You know, he was talking to the therapist and I was talking to her, and she noticed that he would talk for me a lot, and he was like, "Well, I know what's going on in her head." And she's like, "But I want her to tell me." And I just got used to it after a while because he knows what goes on in my head. Still to this day, he knows everything that goes on in my head. And so we were just talking and we went a couple times. He didn't like it at first because nobody likes to go to a couples counseling session and then tell, oh, this is your fault or this is what you need to work on. And, you know, they don't really care for that. So
right.
he didn't all the way like it, but he liked, he was serious about it. He wanted to fix the relationship. But then at the time, like I didn't feel like the relationship could be fixed because, and this is gonna sound really bad. At the time I was planning to try to get him to move out on his own so that if Hunter's parole hearing went good, that I would be his home placement and he would just move into the house with me.
Oh, okay.
Smart. I mean, airtight plan.
Yeah. So he was supposed to go, so they do parole hearings 60 days before the date. So he was supposed to go in March and we would check ever so often. And then one morning I was up with the boys and I was just scrolling through the town's newspaper. An indictment list popped up and I was like, okay, because I had some people that were in the facility waiting on indictments to come down. So I was just being nosy. Go halfway down the page and you've got Hunter's name, you've got my name, you've got one of his bunkies' names, and you got their girlfriends' names all indicted on the same day.
Did you like
So
shit a
that's how I
brick
found out.
or want to vomit immediately after seeing that?
I called his mom,
Yeah.
and I'm like, "What the crap? Like, what the fuck?" And she was like, "You
What is
need to get a
happening
lawyer."
right now? Right.
Yeah. And she was like, "You need to get a lawyer." And she's like, "Well, what are your charges?" And I'm like, "Well, promoting contraband first degree and second degree. The promoting contraband first degree is a felony. And then you got a third degree grape charge on there for me." And I
And
was
that's because you're in
confused
a
about that
position of
one.
authority, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Like a teacher and
And
a student or whatever.
Grape.
Yes.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Oh my God. Plot fucking thickens. Okay.
yeah.
Right? I'm like
So
sitting
I was,
here the edge of my seat right now.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
imagine
I'm
being your having
squirming.
your name attached to that.
Whew. I think I would
And
vomit. Like I'd be
Fuck
like,
that.
I
Especially
was
this
vomit.
is a career you
crying
wanted, right?
on the phone to his mom, and
This
she
is
was
a
like, "You're
career
gonna
you
be okay."
wanted.
It was. Like, and I was doing so well. Like in December, I tested for sergeant and only got beat out by 10 points.
oh
I
gosh.
almost made it.
Fuck.
Mind
Fucking
you, I
hell.
tested with the flu. That was when I first started having the flu,
Oh
and the
geez.
sergeant's test was that day.
Oof. What did the sergeant's
Uh,
test consist of? Just because I'm curious.
So it was a multiple choice section of like different policies and procedures and stuff that you had multiple choice and short answers. You had to write out all the answers. And then if you passed that part, then you would go to the oral boards where there was the captain, the guy who did the training for the new hires and the other captains. So both captains that investigated me in November gave me my oral boards.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And so they would just ask you a question and you would have to explain in detail how you would deal with that situation or how you would do this policy from start to finish. And literally, Mr. Clean, the guy
Right.
that got
Yeah.
in first base, he's the one who beat me out for it. And they said that it was only because he was more confident in the oral boards because he had more experience with it because he was former military.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so I almost did. I almost made sergeant after 3 months.
Wow.
Just have to push back a little bit on this though. But I mean, you had all the qualifications except for
Confidence.
Hmm.
Yeah.
and maybe a susceptibility to possibly have a relationship with a prisoner.
Well, at the time, they didn't know that.
But
Right.
you had already been brought up prior to that, correct?
Yeah, but the
In
suspicion
your
had
mind,
died down.
not to them, but like, in
Yeah.
general. I have to
Yeah.
do that as a journalist, you see. I have to do it.
Sorry,
I have to do it.
if I blow my nose through this, I'm sorry. I've been sick all week.
No, it's
Like,
It's
okay.
me and
that time of year.
3 or 4 people in my house have been sick all week. It's been a long week, and I've put a lot of medicine in this body to be on this podcast
Oh, we
tonight.
appreciate you.
No, gotcha. Thank you for being like this is
Honestly,
it's that kind of year. It's like the time of year that everybody's sick as shit. So
yeah,
thanks.
it is.
Thanks.
And I wanted to say thank you so much for being so open and candid
Yeah, for
and
real.
allowing us to ask sometimes the hard questions or,
Or
allowing
the
me to
pushback.
play devil's advocate or
Yeah.
push back or whatever. You're such a joy to be on the show.
It's
And
a
that's why I was
breath
so
of fresh
excited
air.
all week to have another one with you on here. I was like, oh, we get to hang out again. This is great.
Actually have a conversation with someone so
Yes,
open. It's the most refreshing thing. We talk to a lot of people, and
we
sometimes
do.
it's under like duress and people who like just lost people, and
Yeah,
like it's not
those
always
are hard.
fun. But like I mean, it's like the most fun, but not at your expense. It's
No,
we're having fun because the bigger picture. You can
Yeah.
also look back on it
and we get to know you, and
yeah, exactly. If you
I
had a
I
love
rough
think
that
you're
time with
you're
it,
an open
wonderful, by
book.
the way.
we wouldn't be.
And I love that you're an
yeah.
open book.
Yeah.
The open book is a lot, and you know what? For a lot of our audience, and especially your followers that are on here, get to know you a little bit more too, because you are an open book. You say, "Hey, this is how it is. This is what
Yeah.
happened." Especially this is a career that you dreamed of. Basically, you
Mhm.
wanted to be this really, really bad, and to basically, and it would happen. You know what? To anybody, any one of us.
Hell yeah.
If we had a career that we love, but sometimes we can't do what the heart wants. The heart wants a certain thing, and unfortunately we follow what the heart is, and
Yep.
And if that's giving up what you had, hey, it is what it is, you know. So thank
Also,
you.
I'm going to say that the heart, but also, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, also that.
There
'Cause
was
remember,
there was nothing of like that, especially in the
oh
staircase. There
no,
was
that had nothing to
like
do with
that.
it. No.
No, it was
No.
you know what? It was the attention. I mean, come on. If at home you're not getting that attention, tell me what man or woman would not fall for the attention that you're getting. I'm sorry. It
course.
comes down to if you're not getting it at home and someone
I
else
love
is giving
attention.
it to you, you're
I
gonna
love
fall.
attention.
You're gonna
I'm an
fall for
attention
it.
whore. I'm an attention whore. I need
I
all
could
of it.
tell.
Yeah. I need a show to tell you.
I love that you give it back. This is
Thank you. Fuck yeah.
I love the battery. I love this.
yes.
Continue. Please continue.
Okay. So I'm on the phone with his mom and I'm sitting here and I'm like, what am I gonna do? Like, I can't be a felon. I can't go to prison. I can't leave my kids. And she was like, well, call the sheriff's office in the morning or later on in the morning. So this is like 5:30. And she was like, see if you can be served your paperwork at the sheriff's office instead of them coming to your house and doing it. And
She's
I was like,
smart.
okay, because she'd been through it before. Her
Right.
and
Sponsored
his
by
dad,
Molino.
her and his dad got arrested when Hunter was 14 for having a Breaking Bad situation in their basement underneath his room.
Oh, okay. That makes
Oh,
sense. Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
Schmethamphetamines?
Yes.
Wow.
It might
Wow.
be.
Okay.
Got that blue magic, baby. Okay.
Yes.
Hey.
Yeah. So she was giving me great advice, and I was texting Hunter because it was a different texting app than it was at the facility that he was at. Because this one, it was an app, and you could basically video chat him anytime, like a FaceTime, and it would go to his tablet. So it was a lot more freeing than the facility he was in before, and it was easier to talk and everything. And I would text him, and I'm like, I need you to call me. Like, I need you to call me. And he's like, I can't call you till 8 o'clock. What's going on?
Right.
Um, no, they were not. Um, a message would cost you 25 cents a message for you to text,
A mess.
but it wasn't like, yeah.
Damn.
So you would
That's-
have to have money on their side and your side. And
Man.
I'm not gonna lie, when he was in that facility, he never had less than $100 on his phone at all times.
So you
Just
had to
so I
have
could talk
money
to
on
him.
both sides, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
Because if
So
you didn't have the
Okay.
money on your side, you couldn't send the message. They could text you, but you couldn't send a message back.
not
Was
to
that
get
a,
too prying.
was that a debit charge every time? Every message it would debit you? Or you had to load it
From
up?
the
I see.
You would
you
probably
load it
load
up.
it up
Got it.
like
Okay,
a
got you. I was like, what a nightmare bank was.
kind of
I'm sorry.
back in the original days of texting where they would charge per text, I would assume. If anybody
What?
remembers that. Yes, don't you remember that?
Yeah.
Call
At
me
any
after
rate,
7.
right, exactly. Did your again, I don't want to get too into it. Did you commingle funds with you and your fiance? Did you have the same bank account? Was it something that he was like, why is there so much money going to this app? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, he had his own card and I had my own card, and he would just give me access to all the money to pay all the bills because he didn't know how to do that. So
Okay.
he didn't even really have the password to get on and check the balances. So
Okay.
sometimes if I was low on money on my card, I would use his.
Okay. But he just didn't even look.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect deal.
I will go ahead and say from the real time that me and him were in this relationship, I spent thousands of dollars on this
Wow.
man trying to be able to talk to him. And I wish I could get that money back.
Yeah. Did you put
Yeah.
money on his books to have him be able to or send you texts as well, or was it just on
Yeah,
your side
so
of
I
it?
would put
Okay.
it on my side and on his side.
Okay.
But his mom took care of like the commissary stuff for like food and like
Sure.
Plus that
hygiene
shit is
and nicotine and
expensive.
all that.
Shit,
Huh?
I think it's like $360 only gets you through for like maybe 2 to 3 weeks, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Depends on how
Jesus
much you text. We would text a lot and we would go through money pretty quick and
I mean,
see that
each text
that
is 25 cents. I mean,
How
yeah.
much
I
did
wanna
it
know, how
cost to
are you
FaceTime?
explaining this?
$6 for 30 minutes.
Okay,
Okay.
so I want to know, how are you explaining this to your husband
You don't
or
know.
your fiance? Not husband, fiance. How are
He
you
didn't know.
the money?
He, di-
But
he
I
just
Didn't
said
mean,
know.
he didn't know.
there's
He didn't
money.
know.
I'm,
You don't even know how to
look,
check the
know.
balance.
He don't know.
i- if my husband is spending, $1,000, $2,000 a month, and I'm gonna be like,
That's it.
where's this money going to? What the fuck are you doing? Like, did
Mm,
he even check or?
he
No,
can't.
he didn't have the
He didn't.
password to it. I had all the
He didn't know.
passwords.
Yeah, she had all the
Oh,
control and he didn't even, he was like, take care of it. I don't know what I'm doing.
Right.
Which was like the perfect
The
scenario
perfect. I
for
was
you at
literally
that
about to
time.
say that the it couldn't be the most perfect triumvirate of things to happen. It's
Yeah.
like it was perfect. So okay, after all that money spent, this is a real question. After all that money spent, and each being such a meaningful, like 25 cents is, you have to send a fucking good ass sentence. I'm sorry, like that's a good sentence you're sending
I'd
for
fill
25 cents.
all the fucking characters
Like
I could.
yeah. So like, but was it? Not it's not worth it now, but like then did you get, there was a dopamine hit? Was it worth it to
It
you
was.
then? It was like
It,
because the constant attention to the things he was saying, or what was it about it?
it was. He would send me now. Hi. Um, now, I see it that it was love bombing, but at the time he would always send me these long messages. Oh, I love you. You're so beautiful. This is what our future is going to be when I get out. He's trying to convince me to have another kid with him and everything. And he's like, we're gonna name if we have a daughter, her name's gonna be Nova Lee.
red
And
flags, red flags.
Well,
at
I
the time I
mean,
didn't see it that way.
Say
love
Nova
bombing,
Lee.
Nova Lee. Yeah. So love bombing though, I think, well, I know I've been love bombed before and fallen for it. It's easy to fall for. You're like, oh, this is great. This has never happened. I like this. I'm not getting this from anybody else or the person
Yeah.
I'm with now, it.
Okay, so there's JC in the comments.
Hey,
That's
JC.
Hi, JC.
so like she said on there, that was the original name that was gonna be for their daughter was Nova Lee, but she changed it.
Oh,
Oh,
Got
okay.
it.
so he
So
was
just to
stuck on
recap,
that.
Okay, got it. I
JC
wanted to get it right.
is baby mama.
Yep.
Okay. Hi, JC. Nice to meet you.
Welcome, baby mama.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to say baby mama. That's just kind of,
You just said it twice.
I know, but I don't want to say it twice. Never mind.
Honestly, in my notes, as I was listening to your TikToks, I have JC Hunter's baby mama. I literally have it in my notes because I wanted to remember.
She
uh,
also said, I can't get over that dude.
Yeah.
yeah,
Uh,
I get it.
It's
Hi.
nice to meet you,
I,
JC.
okay.
And also condolences again.
Yes.
For
Our condolences. Absolutely.
Definitely.
yes.
Yeah. But yeah, so if you actually go on one of my videos, I think it's after part 10 and before the fiance reveal, I put some messages between me and Hunter on that video.
Oh wow.
And
Wow.
there's a couple messages that shows the example of the love bombing that he was giving me.
Yeah.
Wow.
And yeah.
Let me see if I can
What
And
bring
it
what
was
that.
did what came in? I want to know
And they
what
were
came
bros.
in.
Now I'm really gonna look for them.
What came in? Like, what did you feel like when he said, we're gonna have a baby, we're gonna do this, and blah blah, blah and the name, and all that stuff? What did you feel like? What was your thoughts of it? Like, did you feel like, oh shit, this is too soon, or I'm all for it?
No, I was hesitant about the baby part, but like the white picket fence and stuff that he was telling me, I was ready for it.
Daddy David.
Not those, JC. I don't have those up there.
She is outing you. But one would feel like
Get into that too.
if
I
you're
want
not
to get into that
getting
later.
if you're not feeling the validation with the person you have, with your fiance, when somebody gives you that validation and and gives you those the love bombing. You're like, oh, this is what I've been missing. This is what I need. I can see why you would, it would be something
Yeah.
that you were, craving at the
Yeah.
time or needed.
I thought it was going to be my fairy tale ending.
Oh, absolutely. I get
know?
that. Yeah.
And so,
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
pretty fucking cool.
She says she's waiting. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Oh, wait, I'm so sorry. Fairy tale ending.
but
Well, because he was
Yeah.
he was on parole because he was going to be on parole.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, JC, I haven't posted those anywhere. I still don't have those messages that you're talking about. And I'll get into those later for you, Rose, because I know you're curious and I know you want to know because you're nosy.
You
Oh,
know
no.
what? How did you know me? I have no, you know what? Like I said, I've been following you since it popped up on my history on my TikTok. I'm like, and then I'm like, oh my God. And so I sat there and I watched all your videos. And I'm like, I hate that you leave me on the edge of my seat.
mean
And then I had
these?
to wait,
Yes.
you know.
Thank
And-
God it came back. So we
Right?
can pull that up.
Right?
Let me just say, I've gotten over 2,000 followers since TikTok has come back.
Nice. That's
awesome.
awesome.
It shot
Oh,
you to the
really?
front of the
Okay,
algorithm.
really? We have Gosh Dad who's back here again. Really?
Nosy
Gosh
Rose.
Dad.
Rose's
Yeah,
significant
that's
other.
what she, yeah, it's definitely what he calls her is Nosy Rose.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Nosy
Rosie.
Rosie.
Nosy
Okay.
Rosie, yeah.
Rosie.
Okay. So I text him that morning. He tells me that the phones don't go on until 8 o'clock, and he's like, well, what's going on? Don't leave me hanging. And I'm like, well, we got trouble. And he was like, what kind of trouble? And I'm like, we got indictment trouble. And
Indictment.
he was like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, it's in the newspaper, like my name's in the newspaper, your name's in the newspaper, and we're getting indicted, and here's your charges, which was, promoting contraband, first degree, promoting
no.
contraband, second degree, and PFO, which is persistent felony offender.
Oh
Not
shit.
that one.
Did you
Tell me when to stop.
did you thank God that nobody looks at the
You
newspaper
gotta
except
go.
for
You
you
gotta
at that
go
point?
after. Hold on. You gotta go after part 10. I'm trying to direct him to these
Yeah.
messages.
No, you're good.
Go up,
Oh yeah.
Casey.
Up,
You're
up,
going the wrong
gotta
way,
go up.
bro.
Wrong way.
Sorry.
Okay, so go back down.
You know what? I love how supportive your fiance is in the background with you. I saw those videos
So
on these
yeah.
videos. I don't know in life. I'm just saying on the videos what he portrays on here. He sounds like he's very supportive with everything that's going on with
He
you.
doesn't like that I talk about it like over and over and over again. That's the one thing he doesn't like about it. Just click on that video.
This one?
Yep.
Okay, I'll try to blow it up. And oh, sorry. This is the one. Stop. No. Oh,
Ain't no trouble like indictment trouble.
I got you.
Yeah.
Honestly, okay. Give me a second. I'll sign in and I'll come back.
Okay.
You guys keep
Okay.
talking.
Okay.
Yeah. So he was like, well, what are your charges? And I wouldn't tell him. And he was like, stop leaving me on the back burner. Like, what are your charges? And I told him, and he was like, ain't no way they can charge you with that because nothing ever happened.
Okay. He said that to you.
Yes. I know where you're going with this.
I know. I'm sorry.
Sam.
I
I
don't
know
want
where you're
to.
going with this.
My girl.
I don't want to move
like,
forward too much, but I'm like, oh, he said that to you, the dirty rat.
The dirty. Is that what you wanted to say? The dirty rat.
Yeah. I mean, the nicest way.
Oh
to
my God.
say
So
it.
was he the rat?
Okay. So here we
The
go.
rat Mama Bear?
So do we want to hear the
That said it all right there. That face said it all for me.
Yeah, let's listen to this.
Oh,
Let's listen
you
to
know
Mama
what?
Bear do her thing. Ready?
Oh.
What happened? I
There we
unmuted it. Well, anyway, okay.
We can hear
So,
it. Kind of.
okay. I can't. So it's all good.
It's kind of
wanna
going in and out.
I want to
Yeah,
stop
it's
it.
going in and out.
I don't hear it. It's okay. So we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna get to the actual
guys,
the juicy
I'm
part
gonna
is
put
this,
her-
right?
I'm gonna put real quick her TikTok. This is her TikTok. Everybody go follow her over there. Show her some love and support because like I said, she is an open book. She's telling her story and she really doesn't have to, but the fact that she is amazing, and I love it, and I'm here for it. We're all here for it,
All
and we're all here for
67,000 people are here for it that follow
yes.
her. Hell yeah.
Yes.
So
70,000 now.
70.
Nice.
Pardon
That's
my-
so
70,000.
awesome.
Yeah.
So give her some love over there, and
Mm.
show her some support, and
So
you know.
Would you like me to read this?
If you want.
yeah,
can
go
read this.
for it. Are you getting ready? Are you putting on your reading?
Oh, he's
glasses
putting
there?
on his glasses here. We're getting professional now.
Listen, baby. You took all the rainy days away, and I've never read this before, by the way. Listen, baby. You took all the rainy days away and made them sunshine. I love you with my entire fucking heart. And when I tell you that there's nothing in this world I would change about you, fucking, I mean that. Redacted. I have never been in some shit like this with any other female, and only one that got close was redacted. And I won't be like this with any other female, babe. You're one of a kind, baby girl, and I mean that shit from the bottom of my heart, baby. And when I tell you this is a ride or die type shit relationship, baby girl, you're all I ever wanted. And now that I've got you, sweetie, been chasing down. What do we got here?
I'm chasing you on.
Oh, let me do this. Oh, there we go. Sorry. Together,
Chasing
not willing
you.
to.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. All I wanted to do, and now, and I've got that, you sweetie, been chasing you, and now that we are together, I'm not willing to let you go. There isn't a single period or a comma to be seen. And that
I know.
is a red flag, my love. Okay.
You know,
Kids
okay,
these
I'm
days
dyslexic.
don't
I don't
fucking
put commas or periods.
punctuation
For the
in anything.
future, punctuation is paramount.
Gosh, Dad said he swears he saw this on Hallmark.
A really long one.
I call you just to hear your voice, just to say hello. I love you. Like sometimes I feel stupid, like I'm locked up and you're struggling being a single mommy, and I hate that. When touchdown, I promise you right now, touchdown. That when touchdown, maybe it was Sunday and he was watching football. Touchdown, I promise you right away, I'm going to make you all the worries and pain go away, sweetie. I promise that you, girl of my dreams, and the devil knows that I am in love. Why does the devil know? The devil know that you're trying to take you away from me, and that's not okay because he's trying to take you away. The damn devil. You're an angle. You're an angle to me, baby girl.
An angle.
Was he on the midway?
Spelling.
Okay. Me, baby girl, and
Okay.
can't let you get off my mind because you're obsession. Because you're my obsession. You're R.E. God damn it, you're my obsession, girl. You don't even know. Truly, you are the true defection. You are the true defection.
Okay.
You are the true
Right, we're
defection
not-
of a girl.
If you're dead on the show,
Of my dream. Oh, he was getting sleepy. Okay, he was getting sleepy here. He went too long, but you got to, you know.
I get it. I get the love bombing though. I mean, like,
yeah. But like at
you
this
were
point,
my
like,
world, dude.
But you had her like up there already. You could have cut this like maybe. Oh my god, a
I need to
whole
take a
chunk
shot
of it
maybe
out.
after that.
Oh yeah,
You
hold
know,
on.
It was
hold
just
on.
too much.
Dude.
Do you even know how to love bomb? Do you even know how to love bomb?
AC is
This,
the
yeah,
he likes things a perfectionist, you know. So
I'm
this
not
is
a
probably
perfectionist.
killing him right now.
Help. I'm a communicator, is what I am, and that lacks a little bit in communication. You have
So
no
this
idea
is
how
probably killing him right now.
punctuation is one of the most important things because it gives. If you really wanted to like make a
you put
statement,
the right emphasis.
he would have. Yes, and the right emphasis and the right syllable.
Yes. Also, happy early birthday, AC.
Happy early
Thanks.
birthday,
Aw,
AC.
thanks,
Happy
Paul.
birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
to
old
you.
man.
Cheers. Happy
Oh
birthday
man,
to
here we
you.
go. I'm not gonna say how old I am, but cheers.
Cheers.
I know how old
Water.
Shut the hell up.
you are. That's just because I'm the last in our trio to turn the same age.
I know, right?
I can't even do it. I can't even do it like that. That's fucking me
I
up. I can't do it
know.
like this anymore.
I know.
I have to. I need a third hand.
I know.
Look, I'm only a couple months behind you, okay? So, and
6
then I'll be
or
right there.
5.
Am I the baby in the group?
You are.
Oh, you're the by far. You're a child.
Yeah,
That's
we're
you.
all
And,
we're all virtually the same age. Rose, AC,
mean,
and I. We were all
in
born
my-
in the same year.
In my mind,
Yeah.
I'm severely mentally retarded, but in my actual age is old. I can't
It's not old. It's not
figure
old.
it
You know
out.
what?
I can't do it on my hands anymore.
I was
So.
literally talking to my dad yesterday, and he was like, we were talking about 25 years ago was the year 2000, and I was a new mommy at that point, and
I was
he
9.
I was 20. And my dad was like, I was 45 and I felt like I was old. I was like, shut the fuck up. I'm 45. I don't feel old. I
Right,
didn't
there
mean
you
to
go.
do that.
Oh, there you go. Um,
Humor.
she said, that's why he never had any characters to check on his child. Oh my God, he
Aw,
doesn't know
punctuation.
punctuation. And happy early birthday, AC.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
You guys are really sweet. Thank you so much.
Well,
I
I've been
appreciate
thinking
it.
about it the whole time I've been wanting to say it, but
Cash
Oh,
App and
thanks.
his
Thanks.
his
You got
Cash
to a
App
fast
and
start.
his
We
his
don't
all
have a
the
lot of
side will
time
come.
before Mama Bear gets sleepy. So
Yes. Please continue, Mama Bear. We're
yes.
I'm like, let's get to the juicy part.
we want this tea so badly, but we keep stopping her from giving the tea. It's like
So you pick up the paperwork. How's that go?
Yeah. Yeah, so I called the sheriff's office and I'm like, "Hey, can I come get this paperwork served to me instead of y'all coming to my house?" And they're like, "Yeah, give us like an hour and a half and we'll have it ready for you." And so I tell my fiance I have to go run some errands because I did at the time. I had to go to the store and all that. And I'm on the phone with Hunter and he's on the phone with me the entire time I walk into the sheriff's office because I'm scared I'm not walking back out.
Right.
And so he's on the phone the entire time they're getting the paperwork together, and he gets my ID and he has me sign it. He goes, "Okay, have a good day." And I go out to my car and I look at it, and I literally only got a summons. It was,
Wow.
"Here's what you're being charged with, and here's when you need to go to court." And but the thing is, everyone else on my case got warrants and a $50,000 bond.
Wow. Why do you think
But
that is? Do you know the reason?
I don't. Still to this day, I don't.
Hmm.
I shouldn't have I shouldn't have walked out of that sheriff's office. I should have been in handcuffs and I should have been locked up. Like,
Really?
One would think,
honestly.
yeah. When
And so I
indictments are
called,
handed down, usually it's a warrant and a bond.
yeah, no, just summons.
yeah, no
Huh.
question. Oh my god.
And so I called his mom and I'm like, "Hey," and she was like, "Well, if they really, really wanted you in jail, they would have given you a warrant." So she was like, "This is good for you." And I was like, "Okay." So I get back and I go to my neighbor's house and I'm like, "Hey, can I hide this paperwork over here with you because my fiance can't find this out yet?"
Right.
And she was like, "Yeah." She told me where she was hiding it and she was like, "If you ever need it, here's where you can look for it." And I was like, "Okay," and then a couple days later, my dad calls me and he's like, "Hey, they did my PET scan. I got my results back and it's not good." And he was like, "My cancer has spread to my brain, to my pancreas, and to my spine."
Jesus.
So not only do I have to worry about hiding this indictment, hiding Hunter still, and then now my dad's telling me, "Hey, I'm not taking any further treatment."
Mm. Which is
And
the
so
hardest thing to hear, right?
it
I
is.
mean,
It is.
Oh no,
I've
that's
been there with family members and it's
It
and
sucks.
to be
Sorry.
fair, the family members I've been there with are at the age where you think that would happen.
and I'm
I'm
Well, see,
sorry
sure
my
you had to
dad
go
was
through that.
only in his 60s.
that's exactly what I'm saying. It must have been harder to hear that, knowing that he was so young.
It was. I lost my mom when she was 54, so I lost
Wow.
my parents at a relatively young age. They're both of their urns are actually in my living room right now, right next to each other.
No,
Um,
I'm. I'm
so
sorry. I'm
Did
gonna
somebody read
cry.
that? So it's really not
um,
fair
le-
how people are talking
let
about
me
how your dad passing didn't affect you because you literally need the most support at that time. Yeah.
yeah. Well, of course it did.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't it
Yeah.
affect you? Why wouldn't it affect anything and your decisions, all the things? I mean, in grief, people make decisions that some people, or a lot of people looking in think are rash, but it's because you're grieving and have all the pain. So I can
Yeah, and
see.
I think, finding out about my dad's cancer diagnosis and everything and me being sent into that like mental breakdown that I went through for like almost a year. I think that's what a lot of it led to me doing this with Hunter.
Oh,
because
absolutely. Yeah.
if that
Yeah.
wasn't going on, I wouldn't have been so weak-minded, I
Well, and
believe.
he also found the way in. How's
Mhm.
your dad? What's going on? Is your dad okay? Tell me about
Yeah.
it. Let's talk. One would assume, only from what you've said so far, fiance at home wasn't saying much, or probably, I don't know. But,
He he thought of it as, like, a logical thing, like, yeah, people smoke cigarettes, people get cancer, people die. Like, that's how he thinks about things. Me, having BPD, I don't think in black or white a lot of times,
I don't know,
except
black
for
and white,
when
black or white.
and
I'm like all over the place. So I
yeah.
understand. I mean, yes, you can think of it as a logical way, but that's not how you needed him to think of it. You
Yeah.
needed him to be empathetic and there, and which Hunter came in and filled that void for you, correct?
Mhm.
Or he
Yes.
was like,
And even after, like, we found out about this, it was literally I had him call me, and because at that point, when I found out about it, I only wanted him.
mm-hmm,
Like, he was, like, the first, because he had become my favorite person, and I don't know if you know a lot about borderline personality disorder, but when you have that favorite person connection, it's like you're gonna die without them,
right. Yes.
and at that
Yeah.
time, he was my favorite person.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm,
Anytime something bad happened, I just wanted him.
Right.
mm-hmm.
Anytime something good happened, I just wanted him.
Mm.
And it's exhausting.
I bet.
And having to break that bond when I did, it really, really messed with me because it's hard to just drop, your favorite person. But
Well, I'm
anyway,
proud
we
of
get
you,
back to
by the way.
thank you.
Yeah.
It was hard. Anyway,
Absolutely.
so
I'm sorry that happened.
Um,
you know,
Jamie has a message here.
JC.
I mean, like JC, sorry. I mean, like the people on TikTok are trying to say that he has nothing to do with the situation when it it's
It
absolutely
absolutely
does.
does.
This
mhm,
story is also apparently fake. This the way people just talk
Well,
out of their
asses.
behind.
Let's be real. There are, I mean,
AC's favorite person at I
any rate,
Right.
in social media, in this age of, being able to hide behind a comment, people are telephone tough guys and or internet tough guys.
Yeah.
If I can do anonymity and type out anything that I want, and it
Yeah.
doesn't, I have no consequences because you don't know who the fuck I am. They're gonna fucking say whatever they fucking want to say. They're gonna be trolls and they're gonna fucking do whatever. So fuck the people, fuck the haters,
Fuck the haters. Not
keyboard
the people that
warriors. I like
Number
that,
one,
Casey.
fuck the
Fuck
haters.
the haters.
Number one.
yeah,
No,
fuck the
really,
haters,
fuck the haters. Tell your
keyboard
truth,
warriors.
and I'm happy you're telling your truth.
Yeah.
And we believe your truth. So,
Yeah.
I
Keyboard
know
warriors.
I'm
Yeah.
old. I say telephone tough guy, but
And you know
keyboard
what?
warriors is exactly what it is. But no, we appreciate you telling your truth, and fuck the haters.
Yeah,
There's gonna
you
be
know what though?
trolls are gonna troll,
You're gonna
and
have trolls regardless wherever you go in life. It doesn't matter what job you have, you're always
you
gonna
can
have
be
trolls. You could
you
be
can be
working in an
Jesus
office.
Christ himself, and people are
Yeah.
gonna fucking troll you.
Yeah.
So,
And you know what?
they did. If you
And
think
thank
about
you,
it, they
Mama Bear.
did.
yeah,
Thank you, Mama Bear,
they
for
did.
having that
You're right,
thick
they
s
did.
that thick skin to say, "Fuck you all." I'm telling my side. I
Thanks,
don't care if you
Jason.
believe it or not. Thank you for coming on and sharing this with us because you know what? It takes a lot to come out to do this shit. It's you're gonna I mean, I know that when you told your story when you came out to tell your story, I know that it probably you probably went through your head a lot of different things, you know?
I did. I
So
thought about it for almost 2 weeks before I even posted the first
I
video.
love that Sam. I haven't talked the way I do. Sam's awesome. I love Sam.
I cuss a lot. I've made some fucking people mad, and I told them to fuck the fuck off.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm like,
We've
this
had
might not be the fucking show for you, but fuck off.
yeah, we had one troll that came to Sam and she just like right on it said, "Well, thank you for coming and
Thanks for
being
listening. Bye.
but
Also,
this is
guys,
the
like
innocent show."
trolls. We don't know anything. Mama Bear has hundreds, if not thousands, of comments
I
underneath
know.
every single one of her things. She has no
I
idea what
know.
that even looks like. And people that disagree with you are not trolls. They're just people that disagree with you.
Yeah, so
You
there
know
was
what I'm saying?
It's okay.
there
It's
was
okay. We can all
actually
agree
a
to disagree.
creator on
Yeah.
TikTok that made 3 bashing videos of me, and she commented on one of my posts, and I was just like, "Thanks for being a fan."
Let me tell you, did
Either
that
way, it's
bitch
a
walk?
view.
I love
Yeah.
that.
I'm
I
sorry,
love that.
I'm sorry, but did that bitch walk in your shoes? No. So sit the fuck back. I'm
No,
sorry.
but
Yeah.
she was like,
Boom.
but I'm law enforcement. I'm a CEO. Okay,
I
you
don't give a
also look
fuck.
like the Crimson Chin, so
I don't give a fuck. She didn't walk in your shoes. She wasn't in your she didn't know what you were going through behind closed doors and nobody did. So you know what? Sit the fuck back. Take a seat. Have a bag a blah, blah, blah. Have a bag of popcorn and sit the fuck back.
well,
No.
see,
Fuck that
the
shit.
part that I find hilarious on those bashing videos, she only got a couple hundred views on them. That was it. And I'm sitting
Oh my
here, I
God,
got 2 posts at over 1 million views, and my part 1 has got almost 1 million views. Like,
yeah.
okay,
No.
go off.
You may sit. You may sit down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take a seat back. Fuck that
Yeah.
shit. No, I'm sorry, but you know what? It takes a lot of fucking courage to come up and tell your story. And not only that, your side, there's always 3 sides to a story. It doesn't matter wherever it goes. There's always 3 sides of the story. But the fact that you're doing it from your side and your perspective and putting it out there, take a seat back. Because you know what? Nobody else is. And you know what? It takes a lot of fucking courage. So I thank you for that. And thank you for for sharing all this stuff with us. Because you didn't have to. You didn't have to put it out there.
Nope, I just
So
wanted to help people.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a hell of a story.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
an
So
unbelievable. Yeah, it was. I mean, it's a roller coaster, and I implore everyone to go out and follow Mamabear #1, and we should probably put your handle down there so people can see it for now and for the future. But yeah, follow her at what is it, Mamabear?
I can't.
What are the numbers?
Gosh, that you know what? You can just gosh,
underneath
that is not a
it's
troll.
underneath me right there.
It's
Mama
right here,
Bear.
Mama
Oh, there it
Bear.
is. It's on your. Oh, it's on your.
It's on the
It's so
banner.
little. It's so little for me. Yeah, that's
There
the
it
banner I
is.
was looking for. There you go. So yeah, and we'll be
Let me put
sharing
it all together.
these videos for you, so you can actually share them out there for for your crowd. It's a different kind of explanation when you, I don't know, answering questions is a little bit different than like actually making a video, right? Like, is it you feel
Yeah,
like it's
it
a
is.
different dynamic? Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever answered questions about this before, like this?
Y'all are my 4th podcast appearance
Okay, cool,
now
Okay.
since I put the story out.
sweet.
But are we your best podcast? Is what I
That's
want to
not a
know.
great question to ask. Okay.
That's what I want to know. Are we your best
I love
one?
all my podcast appearances equally, but y'all are one of the top. Yeah.
I'm like, we've got to be the best.
Oh my God. Okay, Rose.
No, but seriously, like this guy really fucking just roped you in.
It gets worse.
Oh hell. Okay, let's
Let's
go.
go.
Okay, so this is a good podcast, better than the others. I
Thank
agree.
you, Hunter.
Boom.
Hey, okay, so Selena
Hey.
here. This is my daughter. This is my baby. That's why she says hello, bitches. This is my baby. That is
Oh,
my oldest
hi.
daughter. That is my oldest daughter. She's on TikTok too, as Selena on there. So she's also over there, and she follows you over there too. But yeah, that's my baby.
Rose, it gets worse.
I don't want to. I want to know how
So
can
do
this
I.
get worse? How does this get
Please.
worse, Mama Bear? Explain
Continue.
to us how this gets get worse. I mean, you've been
We'd stop
fired
going
from your
off the
job.
rails. I'd be able to tell.
Okay, you've been fired from your job. Okay, this gets worse. You've been fired from your job, which is your dream job you wanted to have for a long time. Your marriage or not marriage, your fiance, soon to wanted to be husband, goes down to shits. This guy ropes you in. He red flags everywhere. How can this
It was a
possibly
circus.
get worse? Please explain to us how can this get worse?
All right. So I got, the paperwork hidden and everything, and I thought I was doing good hiding everything until I forget to turn off. Because, like, after we got indicted, he got shipped back to the facility that I worked at to face the charges. So we're back to texting on the Text Now app. And I forgot to turn off the notifications one night, and I get woken up at 2 o'clock in the morning by my fiance looking at my phone going, "Who is this and why are they calling you their wife?"
Do, do, do.
Again,
like
did
literally going,
your stomach just fucking drop at this moment? Or
I
what were
was
you
so
thinking
checked.
at this moment?
I was so checked out of the relationship. I looked at him and I was like, I just want to go back to bed.
Yeah, I mean, after
That's
some
kind of a boss
infidelity, yeah,
move
you can see
too.
that. Yeah, you're like, you're not gonna really do this to me, right? Like,
You're like,
Yeah.
we have a lot to talk
we're gonna
about.
actually do this.
Yeah. So, I tell him who it is. I tell him that he's the reason I've gotten fired, and he gets super upset, which understandably, he just found out that his fiance cheated on him with an inmate. And so he leaves the house for a while the next morning and comes back and was like, I've called the facility you worked at and told them that this guy is texting you. And I talked to one of your old supervisors.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You're like,
So,
this isn't good for our kids.
yeah.
Oh my
Mind you,
god.
he still doesn't know about the indictment.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Oh god, that's right. The indictment is the looming thing on top of everything.
Okay,
Yes.
I don't want to
Okay,
rush too
continue.
much, but when did he okay,
I'm
just
about to tell you when he found out
okay, tell
about
me.
the indictment.
Yeah, let her cook. Let her cook. She knows
Inquiring
what's up.
minds,
This is the
inquiring
fourth
minds.
podcast she does. She knows what's going on.
You know?
So we go to couples counseling that next week. And I tell him that I want to talk to the therapist by myself because, I just found out about my dad and everything. So I was telling her about that. And then I said, there's a secret that I haven't told my fiance yet, and I'm scared to tell him. And she was like, well, what's going on? And I tell her about the indictment. I tell her about the charges. And she's like, you have to tell him, and you have to tell him today. So she pulls him back into the room and she was like, she's got a secret that she needs to tell you. And I just look down and I look at him and I'm like, well, I'm facing legal trouble. And he's like, what kind of legal trouble? And I'm like, I'm facing charges from the facility I worked at over Hunter. And I told him the charges and he just looks at me like he can't believe it. He was like, I never thought you would have done something like this, why would you do this to our family and everything? And I literally told him, I said,
Hold
I
up.
have no good explanation.
Yeah, well, hold up. Why would you do that to our family? That thing you did to us,
Yeah, the
So,
thing you admitted to me about
right.
bringing a woman into our home
In the
and all the
bed and all
things.
that. Yeah,
Yes.
that's kind of a thing. So that was in the forefront of your mind too. You're like, motherfucker, back up, right?
Yeah,
Okay. Did you bring that up verbally, or was it just like something in the back of your head?
in my head.
Okay.
But so we get done with the therapy appointment and we're leaving and he's asking me more questions and I tell him I didn't, boom boom with
Right.
him
Right.
and he doesn't believe me. Every time we get in a fight after this, he is calling me the R word and screaming it at my face.
I don't know what the R word is.
Wow.
Does that make me dumb?
Come
Artarded?
on.
Artard?
No.
Or?
No. What
Oh,
charge
Grape,
do I have?
grape babe.
grapes,
Yeah.
grape,
Ooh,
grape.
okay.
Grape
It
babe.
starts with a G. That's why.
Wait a minute. How they call you a grape? Isn't he older than you?
My
Oh
fiance?
no,
No.
no.
Hunter's
No, no,
younger
no.
by 10 years.
You
Right?
missed the
Fiance is younger
you missed the
too.
graping part,
Oh,
didn't you,
okay.
Rose?
But she got a grape charge because of a person of authority.
Above,
They
like,
may be consenting adults, but it's a person of authority,
Oh,
even
Yeah.
though it didn't
She can
happen.
make
You
she
know
can
what?
make him do that.
What a
Allegedly
fucking
got the
what a
indictment.
fucking puss. What a wuss. He's a puss and a wuss. He's a pussy wuss.
The pussy was.
So the fiance turns 28 in a couple of weeks,
Okay. And yes.
and I'm 33.
Okay.
So.
Nothing wrong with that.
It's okay.
Yeah.
So just to reiterate and to make it clear, he would call you a grapist, for lack of a better word, because you had a position of authority over Hunter. And
Yeah, because Hunter is a ward of the state technically where he's an inmate.
exactly.
Right.
You can
What a
make him
fucking-
do
what
what
a
you wanted to do.
Sorry ass of a man. I'm sorry, but that's a sorry ass of a man. You
Well,
gotta say that shit.
That's the law.
Come
That's the
on.
law. It's the
well,
law.
hold on.
Yeah, but you gotta say that
Hold on.
shit.
In that respect, in relationships that are not going exactly as planned, some people decide to take the the low road and
Yeah,
hit
that's
below
a
the belt.
sorry ass pussy of a man.
So
I'm sorry.
Look
You're
at her.
right.
Look at her now come to life over this.
I know, I love
She
it.
won't even say the word penis.
But she said pussy was.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. What the fuck is going on here?
Another cherry
Pussy
pop.
wuss of a man. Another cherry popped. Thank you, Mama Bear, so much for that.
His face is like cherry pop number.
Okay. I have notes in here, and I think we're right where my notes are. Keep going. Keep telling the
Yeah.
story.
So, yeah, sorry, y'all got me.
Sorry, we go off the rails.
I love it though. I love it. Yeah, so we're getting in fights over this, and so he's asking me in couples therapy if I still want to be together with him, and I tell him yeah, but in the back of my head, I'm still planning to try to get him to move out so that Hunter can, because I actually had probation and parole call me and ask me about the home placement because he put my address on it, my name. And they approved the home placement, but he got denied parole because he got denied the day before the indictment came down.
Okay, hold on. I have questions. Just because they just popped in my head. And this is why this show goes so long sometimes. So he got approved prior to the indictment for you to be
Yes.
home placement? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he got denied parole the day before the indictment came down because we're pretty sure they knew that the charges were coming.
Oh, okay.
So
Keep
yeah,
going.
I had been approved to be his home placement. Like it was
Do
in
you
the
have
works.
like any ducks in the row? Like, you know what? He fucks me. I'm gonna fuck him. You know what I mean? Like
With
Like
Hunter?
with the fiance or
with
with
Hunter.
Hunter?
Like yeah, with him, Hunter saying all this stuff. Did you have your ducks in a row? Like I'm one of those people. Like you know what? If I always think like if in the back of my mind there's any question that I have with somebody, I have my ducks in a row.
I don't think
Did
she
you-
had questions at this time. At this moment, I don't
didn't.
think she did.
Like
I
you
didn't
fuck
have
with
any
me, I'm gonna fuck
questions.
with you. Like I make sure,
But-
like you know what, this might backfire at some point. I'm gonna make sure I have my ducks in a row to come for you and say, hey, you know what, you said this first, piece of shit, motherfucker. Like I'm gonna fuck. You know what I mean? Like fuck
That
you.
didn't come till later.
Okay.
Yeah, that didn't come till later.
Hold,
But at the
hold
time,
please. We will
no.
get that tea later.
These yours.
But yeah,
Right? I'm one of those
Selena.
people like yeah. My daughter knows me very well. Like I'm one of those people like fuck with me, I'm gonna fuck with you twice as hard in silence. I'm gonna fuck with you where it's gonna hurt, but in silence. Do you know what I mean?
Why are you from New York now?
I know. Fuck with me, and I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna fuck with you.
No,
You know what I mean?
but I
Two
mean
times
seriously,
over.
like
Over. You hear me? Over.
You got real ghetto right now, real ratchet right now.
I always think of Princess Bride. No, this really dates me. Remember where at the end
As
he was
you
like,
wish.
no, to the pay. I'm gonna
Mhm.
cut off your ears, I'm gonna cut off your nose, but I'm gonna cut out your eyes and your nose, but I'm gonna leave your ears so you can hear their babes go, what the fuck is that? That's
Yeah.
what I feel like Rose is doing right now, like to
Yeah.
the fucking pay.
Yeah. To the
oh yeah,
pay.
I'm gonna make you suffer. Like I'm gonna make you suffer to the point where I'm gonna be in your head living in that dead space for the rest of your life.
Wow.
So Gash Dad says,
My
says
God.
she said, hold on, let's go back to Gash Dad real quick. She says ducks in a row. What she means is I'm gonna eat your fucking ducks entire family.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill you and your entire ducks. I'm gonna
Hunter
roast your
says, love
ducks.
you, Rose. And then Selena says she is a mafia boss.
For real. Just waves her hand and makes things happen. Like that is not the droid you're looking for.
Oh Jesus.
And
Okay, so we
Adele,
get
if you're out there listening, sponsor us, please.
yeah, our comments aren't this podcast is not sponsored by any of the alcohol we're drinking, but most of our
No.
comments are, and that is a I am Dave statement. But at any rate, so okay, let's go back. So where were we?
So we were after the fiance found out about the indictment,
Yes.
we fight about it. He asked me if we still want to be together, and I told him yes, but like I said in the back of my head,
You're
I'm
still
trying to get him to
planning
move
on,
out.
yeah, all the things. Yes.
Mhm. Yeah, so we're talking about everything, and it comes to where it's Hunter's first court date.
Okay.
Of course, his case is going to be moving faster than mine because he's already locked up. So I had a therapy appointment that day. Unbeknownst to my fiance, I canceled the therapy appointment and I went to Hunter's first court appearance.
This is where I had things written down. So keep
Yeah.
going.
Bold.
So
Bold.
I go to this court appearance. It's his arraignment. They waive formal reading of indictment. He enters in his plea, and he's done. Like it's literally a 2-minute thing. I leave and I go to text his mom to tell his mom, "Hey, it's over. He should be back at the facility soon. He'll give you a call." I do not send it to his mom. I end up sending it to my fiance.
That's what I had in my notes.
Oh,
So what happens after that? Give us like a play-by-play.
The fiance immediately called me and he was like, "What are you talking about?" And I'm like, "What do you mean? What am I talking about? I was in therapy." And he was like, "Well, I got this message from you and everything." And I was like, "Oh, I was trying to text Hunter's mom because my therapist had a contact at the courthouse to let her know when the arraignment was over so I could let his mom know." And so that's what I told my fiance.
So how
Big
does he
whoops.
handle that response to it?
Big whoops.
Asked me why I'm still talking to his mom. And
Okay.
I'm
wait,
like,
what?
yeah.
Didn't you also say it that he was proud of you for going to therapy still? Like, I'm proud of you
Wow.
for going, but why the fuck?
It's
Okay, here's the
Wow,
question.
you
Do you still
guys.
talk to him?
who, Hunter?
Yeah.
Fuck no.
Okay, so my next question is why would you
Fuck
still
no.
talk to his mom and dad?
No,
Or
no,
his
at
mom?
this point she was still
Oh,
talking
At this
to him.
point, I was.
Yes.
She's
Gotcha.
been blocked for months now too.
Okay, good.
Oh,
I
okay,
actually
gotcha,
blocked her
gotcha.
before I blocked him, so I don't have any communication with either of them.
Okay, that's where I wanted to know. I'm like, okay, I thought you
Yeah.
still had communication. I was gonna be like, why do you still talk to him?
Yeah.
So,
No.
one thing that I have written down in my notes, if I'm jumping ahead, tell me. We
Okay.
can back it up, but the interrogation video or the DVD
Oh
or
yeah,
CD.
you're going a little bit.
Okay,
Okay,
we'll get
so
there. We'll get there.
yeah. So, April comes and I was supposed to go to my first court appearance, my first arraignment, but that morning me and the fiance get in a fight and he literally takes off in the car that I drive and that has the car seats in it for the boys,
Aw.
and he deflates a tire in his car so I can't leave at all. So
Wow.
I'm having to call the courthouse and be like, "Hey, I'm supposed to have an arraignment this morning, but I can't go anywhere. So I'm gonna have to see if the judge will take it to another day." And they did. So,
Good.
but he comes back later that afternoon, and then my uncle calls me and is like, "Hey, I haven't heard from your dad in a couple of days. Can you go check on him?"
Mm.
And my dad lived 30 minutes away from me at this time, so I was able to go check on him because, like I said, my fiance came back, and I couldn't leave, because we didn't have a pump to pump the air into the tire.
Right.
People ask me that on my videos all the time. I literally couldn't, and even I had my boys, I couldn't have went anyway because you can't take
You don't
children
have
into the
yeah,
courtroom.
car seats. Yeah.
Yeah,
So we have a
so
question here. Why would you do that to your own car? Why not the other person's car? What the fuck?
because JC he took the other car.
Okay.
Right. He
Mhm.
was being devious.
Right.
He's like, I'm going to take your,
Yeah. He knew what he
any
was
way
doing.
you can take the kids with you, and I'll take this car too. I'll fuck this car up too. No, I get it.
Yeah.
We've been there.
Yeah, she says some of the stuff he's done literally blows my mind.
We're getting there,
And then
JC.
he says you're stronger than me, and that's very sweet. And honestly, can I just say real quick, I love that you guys are friends.
I do.
I do.
That is Trust me. And Sam, if you ever catch them on the live on TikTok,
I
I love how they have this communication they have together
I
on
I
TikTok.
love that you're friends.
Yeah.
I do. And every every good friendships or girl friendship starts with I fucking hated that bitch in the beginning. And usually usually that's your best friend ever. So I'm really glad that I don't know if that's the case, but it seems like you guys have a really good relationship and I like that. So
We do. She literally texted me after the New Year's Eve stream and was just like, "Happy New Year. I love you. I'm excited to see how our friendship grows this year."
oh, I love that.
Selena wants to know
It's
when
really
you
it's
will
really
be going
mature.
live on TikTok.
I'll try to go live tomorrow. I haven't gone live a lot recently, but I need to fix that just because I've been sick and then depressed over my girls and stuff, and it's
Yeah,
just I haven't been in the right mind space to go live.
We get it.
yeah. I saw
And
that
then
TikTok, by the way. I did see that, and I'm sorry to hear that. That kind of
It's
sucks that they went dark on you, but it's not forever.
yeah,
You'll see.
yeah. But
it says,
Just a
I
phase.
love
Look, it's a
her,
phase.
and Hunter's always so worried about us being mean to each other, but that's because he told her some BS lies, bullshit lies.
Oh.
he
That's
did,
awesome. Say
and
that's awesome.
All right, let's keep
Soon.
going.
Yes, let's keep going.
I
so
know we
I
shouldn't, and
go.
we really shouldn't interrupt anymore. Take us
I
home.
know. I'm so sorry.
Take us home. No, 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 no. You have valid notes and stuff, but we
I'm
can't go
gonna
off
mute
on
myself
tangents.
now.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone, shut them know. But yeah, you should really take us home because this is really the home stretch, and we really, there are people out there just like salivating after part two.
Yeah, and I
Now
have
it's
a
really
lot, and there I have.
so.
So we're in April. I still have to go to October.
Yeah, so
Yes. Okay.
So
Let's
take us
go.
home. Take us home.
okay, so I go to check on my dad, and he's not home. I'm trying to call him, and I'm on the phone with Hunter too. Like in between on the phone with Hunter, I'm calling him. My dad finally texts me back and says I'm in the hospital, and so I go to the hospital. And I walk into my dad's hospital room, and he's mad that I'm there because he literally told them he didn't want anyone to know that he was there and he didn't want any visitors. I looked at my dad and I said, "Tough shit. You can't go off and die alone. Like, that's not happening." And so he was in the hospital because he got C. diff on top of the cancer.
Jesus.
So at this point, he can't control his bowels. He's wearing adult diapers. They come in to discharge him and tell me that he's going home under hospice care. And I'm sitting there like, hospice care, like what? Hold on a second, let me put my battery saver on. And I was like, what? And so he did. He went home on hospice care for about a week, realized he couldn't take care of himself even with the hospice nurse coming every day, me coming every day because he can't go to the bathroom on his own, you know. So I have to take him to a nursing home and move him into the nursing home, which killed me. So we get him registered. I go back, I call, Hunter calls me, and I'm crying the whole way back to the house because I just did this. I had just left my dad. And my dad starts going down really fast in the nursing home. He stops eating, he's losing a bunch of weight. They sent him to the psych ward one night because he threw himself into the floor and was actively trying to hurt himself. They would call me anytime that something would happen, except for when the hospice nurse was in there and there was a nurse changing him and he was really in pain and irritated because he was chafed and raw from where the adult diapers, and the nurse tech that was changing him smacked his head into the middle part of his hospital bed and was blaming him for it because he was unruly and not being cooperative. And so I called the nursing home and I'm like, y'all want to call me every time he falls and every time this. I said, but I had to get the hospice nurse called me and told me this. Y'all haven't even told me. I raised 10 kinds of hell. I screamed at every single nurse I talked to on the phone. And they're like, "Well, we're gonna do an investigation." They call me back and the next day and they're like, "Well, that nurse tech has been fired." I said, "Good." Like, because if I wa if I because I was getting ready to come up there and I was like, if I am up there and she was gonna be on that floor, it wasn't gonna be good. Like you would have to have pulled me off of her because I literally would have just gotten her because my dad didn't deserve that. That nursing home sucked anyway. It was a Medicaid nursing home, and you could probably get where I'm going with it.
My day job is insurance, and I get it. So
Yeah. But let me go pee real quick. I'll be right
yeah,
back.
you do that.
Y'all talk amongst yourselves.
We got this.
Thank you.
He did not deserve any of that. Hunter said he
My
did not
God.
know.
Nobody does.
Wow, no, nobody
I
does.
mean,
Let me tell you,
when we put
hospice
people,
is a crazy shit.
well, when we put people in hospice, we expect them to be ushered into death in a good way, and that's what hospice is. This is where you go to
It's
die.
end of
You
life
know,
care. Yeah.
it is palliative care. It is
Yeah.
make you feel comfortable, make you
Exactly.
you know, they give
It's
you all the good drugs. You know, if you want to fucking drink, you fucking drink. It doesn't fucking matter. And that person should not have been in there if they couldn't handle what was going on.
Yeah.
She
And
had said his cancer had gone to his brain, so one would think that would have caused some of the um
let me tell you, you know what? And going through personal life and family life drama together, and you mix that, it's a hard fucking shit. I mean, I know I've gone through it
a hard fucking shit,
personally.
Rose.
It is, and I mean, I've gone through it personally where I had to, I mean, during December, I had to step away, for a little bit on our podcast.
Yeah.
I told you guys, and it's not fucking, it's not fun. It's always hard, and sometimes people don't understand what we go through behind our closed doors. Like we could be happy, cheery, blah blah blah, la, 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 having a great old time, but once that, with us, I mean, the good thing with us is that we have a beautiful friendship. And when we turn off the cameras, like we tell each other what's going on.
Yeah.
We have that community. We're like brothers and sisters,
We
all three of
truly
us.
are.
We tell each other what's going on. Like, hey, you know what? This shit is bothering me. AC went through his tough
We've
time, and
we've
he
had a
still
tough
is going
year.
through it. And
We've
we've
had
had
a
a
tough
very
year.
tough year.
We
But
really have.
but at the end of the day, we're here for each other. But nobody else outside of this, they just know us on here doesn't know behind that closed door or off the camera what we really are going through, and it's hard because you want to scream out to the world like, "Hey, take a step back. Like, I'm going through some shit, and I really need that space." But people will never understand because it's our personal thing, and people go, "You know what? You're supposed
Yeah.
to be on every Friday night. You're supposed to be on, every
Right.
Tuesday night. You're supposed to
Exactly.
do this."
Mm-hmm.
And and he's had it tough, and we all have, but it sucks, and I'm
This
glad
has
that I
been
have
the
the
year of
family to go through
loss.
We've all had it tough. I mean, yeah.
This
I
has been the year of loss,
Uh,
I think, for all I mean,
I
I
don't think I
know.
don't think I've had it tougher than anybody else. But
yeah,
Well,
my daughter has worked in a nursing home, and, it's sad, a lot of nurses, there do not care about patients. My daughter actually, she worked in a nursing home, and she actually ended up leaving the nursing home because of how bad it was going, and she reported them, and, she left. She's like, "I can't work for a facility that treats people like this, mom," and I said, "You know what?" And at that time, she was 18, and she said, "You know what, mom? I can't do this. I can't work in something in an environment that treats these people the way they do when they're here for a reason, and we're supposed to not only protect them, but watch over them."
right.
And she ended up leaving because of that. Yeah.
Good for
Um,
her.
Yeah.
yeah.
all right.
I don't
I
So
understand
agree.
how they don't old people are
We
just like
begin and end
babies.
our lives in the same way,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. AC want,
I want a hospice at IHOP. Yeah, I want to be. That's where I want to end my. That's where I want to just
Fuck
coast
pancakes.
it out the twilight of my life.
Pancakes are
So,
disgusting.
Mama Bear.
IHOP, AC and Gosh Dad have a inside joke going on there between
Yeah,
IHOP
I
and them.
love pancakes.
What's
Pancakes are a
what's
big
up
thing
with
for me. I love me some pancakes. But anyway, Mama Bear, take us home. I know we have to go
yes.
some months to go, so we'll let you
Yeah.
have the floor there. So we don't have a 6-hour podcast. Go for it.
Well, I can stay on a little longer too. So
Okay.
tonight.
Okay.
So um. Anyway, so yeah, that happened. They fired her, and my dad just keeps going downhill. He's so confused. He's on so many pain meds and everything. They have him on a fent patch. They have him on really high pain medicine,
Morphine.
and he doesn't. No, no, it wasn't morphine. I don't know what Dilaudid. That's what it was.
That is a crazy. Yeah, that's a pain med.
Is Dilaudid stronger than morphine?
Yeah,
Yes,
It's up there.
absolutely.
At that point, you're
and
you're splitting
he
hairs.
was getting his regular dose and a dose in between as needed, because one of the tumors on his spine was 4 centimeters big, and there was 4 of them on his spine.
Goodness.
Yeah, so he was really confused. I would still bring him, his McDonald's cheeseburger and his Coke, and he wouldn't touch it.
Damn.
He was losing a bunch of weight,
Oh, sucks.
and things just kept going downhill with me and the fiance. At the end of April, I got put into the hospital for a really bad kidney infection, and I went into diabetic ketoacidosis. So I was in there for 3 days. The fiance would still come bring me food and stuff, and he did that one day when I was on video visit with Hunter, and Hunter absolutely just lost his shit, and I ended up hanging up on him, and he was really mad at me, and I was like, "Look," I was like, "I don't have anyone else to help me, and if he wants to bring me food, he can bring me food." "Well, I'm on video visit with my wife, and there's another man bringing her food, la da 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 da." "Okay,
Wow.
deal with it. You're locked up."
Well, he also knew that you had him in your life, so yeah, deal with
He
it.
did.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
No.
the last day I'm in the hospital, it's May 1st. They call me at 5:30, and they say, "Hey, your dad's going into the end of life stage. I expect he has about 12 hours left." And so I immediately tell the doctors, and I call my daughter's stepmom, and I'm like, "Hey, this is what's going on. You need to get them to go see him now." And she said, "All right, we're up and we're going out the door." And I'm sitting there trying to get released from this hospital. Didn't know I could leave AMA. And so I originally was supposed to get out like 6, and then it was going to be 8. I didn't get out until like 10 o'clock that night. And they gave me pain meds right before I got out of the hospital. So my dad was 45 minutes away from me. The boys were asleep in the truck. The fiance needed to go to sleep because he had been up all day working and then going to get the boys. I had no one to take me, and I couldn't drive on my own because I had just gotten pain meds.
Right.
So I was like, I'll go home, I'll get up really early, and I'll go see my dad in the morning. Well, that next morning at 5:30 in the morning, they called me that he had passed away. And I'm just glad that I called the girl's stepmom and had them bring them up there because they were one of the last people to get to see him. And
What,
in my
what's
heart, what?
No, I was going to ask you what's going through your mind right now in your heart. I want to know what's going through your mind now with so many things happening at once. Like, what did one thing
And
block out the other? Did one just were you just thinking about your dad at that point, or was everything
I
just
was.
like overwhelming?
It was overwhelming. I wanted to get to him because I hadn't been able to go see him for a few days because I was in the hospital. And I made sure that when my uncle went up there, even if my dad understood or not, to tell him that I loved him and that I'm sorry I couldn't be there, that I was in the hospital at the time. Because you gotta think, my dad didn't know anything that was going on. He didn't know Hunter existed. He didn't know the indictment was a thing. I didn't tell him any of that. I didn't want him to die worrying about me.
Right.
Wow.
But in my heart, I truly believe my dad didn't want me up there to see him like that,
Wow.
honestly.
I agree. I agree with you. He also knew that you loved him and it was his time. And
Yeah, you don't want to cloud, an already tumultuous time with more. I get it. I would have done the same
no, your dad knew you loved him and
thing.
you'd been there for him. And I saw some of the questions of like, why didn't you go right there and la da da da. Fuck off. You had to be healthy and you couldn't do anything else. And
Plus, we all
he
grieve
knew.
differently.
I mean, he did. He knew, and I know. I don't know you, or I mean, I know you, but I don't know your dad and all the things, but I could feel that he knew. You know what I mean? He knew you were there for him.
Yeah, he actually thanked me one day. He said when had one of his lucid days, he was like, "Thank you for taking so much so much good care of me." He was like, "I never thought we'd be in a situation like this while we are." And so, like, I knew he knew that I loved him and everything. I felt guilty that I couldn't go see him before he passed away, but the day after he passed away, the funeral home had him set up to where I could say goodbye one last time. And I sat there for 45 minutes. I cried on his chest while he was just laying cold on a table with a blanket over him, telling him how much I loved him and how sorry I was and that I couldn't get to go see him and that I hope that I can make him proud of me one day. And I just sat there and I stroked his hair and I just sat there and just cried. And my fiance was with me. He took me, you know, and
Oh
he
my
cried
heart.
with me because his mom was older at the time and she had dementia and that was like the only grandparent that our kids had. And he loved how much time, like, Louis would come pick up my 3-year-old and take him to the splash park and take him to the splash pad and take him to go get McDonald's. And it was anytime Papa came up with the black truck that he wanted to go with him with it. And to this day, so I have the truck now. I inherited the truck.
Oh,
And my background on my phone is of my 3-year-old and my dad. And my 3-year-old come up to me and he will say, "There's Grandpa.
Mm,
I want to go see Grandpa. I want to call Grandpa."
mm.
And he looked at me one day and he said, "Mommy, you drive Grandpa's truck."
oh,
Oh wow!
I
And
So
I'm
gotta
they're
like,
getting to
say,
the
"Yeah,
point they're putting things together. Oh, man.
you said when you were there and saying goodbye, you said one day you'll be proud of me. I feel like your dad, or again, I don't know him, or but I feel like he was already. You know what I mean?
I'd like
He
to
absolutely.
doesn't
think
need
he
to be one day. He already was.
my dad
Sorry.
was my everything. Like,
I know.
anytime I needed anything, he was there. And I'm sorry to get so emotional.
Don't be
No,
sorry. It's
don't be
okay.
You can
sorry.
do
It's
that.
okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We're all
Absolutely. No.
we're all
We're
crying
all
with you.
oh here.
We are
One
all
second.
crying with you. And
I'm s-
he was proud of you.
he was.
Just
And you
know
know what?
that. He is proud of
You're
you.
a strong
You're a
woman
strong woman.
and your father's very proud of you for being this strong and going through all this crap and bullshit that you don't deserve, but you did it.
Regardless of any of
Your
it.
dad is
Proud of
very
you.
proud of you. Very proud of you.
He was a great
And
man. The best dad he could have been given.
he was, and he made mistakes in his life, but he made up for them,
Who didn't? Who hasn't? Who hasn't made a
But,
mistake?
like, he got mad at me every time I got pregnant, but loved all of his grandkids like no other.
I feel that in my soul.
He cries all the time.
Every time
He doesn't know how right he is.
I've only been pregnant twice with my girls, but every time my dad was pissed. But he loves those girls.
And he was looking forward to doing more stuff with my 3-year-old and my younger boy. Like, he waited so long to hear my 3-year-old say "Papa."
No.
So one day he said it, and I recorded it on my phone,
Mm.
and I played it
Oh,
for him in the nursing home.
Mm.
And he just cried and said, "That's my boy. That's Papa's
oh,
boy." And one of the last things that he was able to do with my 3-year-old before he got sick was we went to the county fair a couple months before he got sick, and he took my 3-year-old to the petting zoo.
Oh,
And one of the picture I have on my phone is of him and my 3-year-old feeding a goat. And he looks at it all the time, and he's like, "That's Grandpa. That's Grandpa." Yeah.
Jesus.
I'm not crying.
I'm totally
I'm not.
crying.
I'm not.
I'm not crying. You're
I'm
crying.
not crying. You're crying. Okay.
Did someone spray some pepper spray in here or something?
Yeah, this is like really peppery in
Fuck,
here. Okay,
man.
it's like all of a sudden, like really a lot of pepper in here.
God bless it.
The pepper on his
God
fucking
damn
room.
it. I didn't want to cry tonight. God damn it.
I'm totally crying.
Because, you know, my father, he was diagnosed cancer twice. He's a 2-time cancer survivor. So it's hard to know that they can or cannot survive, you know, and that was, oh, my heart
Yeah,
breaks for you. But
your
know that
life
your
is
dad is very, very proud of you. And
yeah.
you've done amazing. And you're an amazing mother. You're an amazing woman. And you are an amazing person. And, you know, thank you for sharing your story with us. You don't have to, but you did. And you know what? Your dad is so
Oh, where'd you go,
Well, we
Rose?
lost her, but she's not done. Well, wait, there's more. We don't have to thank her profusely yet.
Yeah. I thought that was my internet at first. I was like, oh
No,
Oh,
go
No,
me.
for
I
it.
don't know where I left off, but
Yeah, but yeah,
you're amazing. Thank
there's
you
a
so
bit.
much for sharing your story.
Yeah, for sure.
no. Thank you.
Wow,
Anyway, so I did
So,
that was
that,
fun. Mhm.
so that
said
happened.
goodbye to him. Um, when I first found out when they told me he passed away, I didn't even tell Hunter. I texted Hunter's mom and was like, "Hey, tell him I don't want to talk right now," but it happened. And of course, he's blowing up my phone all day trying to get me to talk to him, and I'm just like, I need space right now. And this is when my fiance kind of like stepped up really big. At this moment, you know, he tried to do anything he could to help me and to like keep my mind off of it and everything. For about a week. And then a week later, which was on my mom's birthday, me and the fiance get in a fight. It's a big fight. He throws a vape through my dad's TV that I got.
One of
He
those big
took
vapes that you refill, huh? One of the heavy base. Yeah, I
Oh,
see it.
that,
That this very one.
no, not this very one, but
I
like
got
one
you.
of these, like a
About that, yeah.
disposable.
I got you. I got you.
And you know, I knew that he had been talking to someone, and because he would go and like spend time with her on the weekends and stuff, and he was on the phone with her while we were fighting, and he threw the vape through the TV, and when I was giving the boys a bath, he took some of my mom's ashes and dumped them out in the bedroom. Yeah. Um, yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, and I walked into
Oh
the
my
room,
god, that is so
and
disrespectful.
he literally just looked at me and goes, "There's Barbara."
Mm. What would the fight be about? I mean, obviously, but like, what specifically? What could it be about to drive him to do something like that? Like, he didn't do that before.
Just everything boiling over. I think he had like a breakdown of his own, finding out what was going on, and then him being upset over my dad dying, and he just couldn't handle the emotions because he's bipolar.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Um,
Okay,
yeah, so I think he just had like a mental break.
yeah.
You know, so he did that, and we went downstairs. I took the boys to daycare and came back. And before I took the boys to daycare, he tried to cut the 3-year-old straps off his car seat with a knife. And then he put his foot through the now 2-year-old's car seat through the side of it. He went outside and smashed the internet router in the road.
the fuck?
Um, Cops were called. When the cops were on their way there, he broke the truck key to my dad's truck in half and threw the other part of it. And I didn't know where that was. And so the day I found that out, he was going into the kitchen or whatever. I threw the keys at him, and the broken truck key scratched the top of his head.
Ooh, okay.
And so he's
Uh-oh.
sitting there telling me, um,
Oh, I think the internet
We lost her. Yeah, we lost her for a second.
lost her for a minute.
Okay, she'll be back. Yeah,
Wow.
there's more to the story.
I know we might have to go to part 3.
That's up to her. That's a many parts.
Oh,
My
there she is
phone.
right here.
Oh,
Yeah,
there she is. There
it
she is.
closed out. Sorry.
No worries. Put you in the middle here.
Yeah. So
Sorry.
yeah, my phone. I did have an iPhone. I have an Android.
No worries.
So the cops were called, and he's sitting there trying to tell them that I'm crazy and that I need to be put on a psych hold, and that I'm trying to like kill myself and all this, and I wasn't. And so I kind of just got mad, and they called EMS because he said he had a scratch on his head. And
Wow.
the cops were like, "Well, how'd that happen?" And I was like, "I don't know. He's crazy. Maybe he did it himself."
So you
Wow.
had 2 fucking bitches of men in your life.
No.
You know what I'm just gonna say? I'm just gonna
That's
say,
her.
you know what?
That's her man now. So not at the
Oh,
moment.
oh, my bad. But still, I mean, come on, at that moment, I mean,
Hold
come
on a second. Hold on a second.
My bad. But still, I mean, come on. Over a fucking scratch. Like, get over yourself. Like, really? Come on.
I
Oh,
did.
Rose.
I looked at the cop and I was like, "Well, he probably did it to himself. He's crazy."
Sorry.
Cops ended up
Didn't mean to
making
say
him
that.
leave. You know, the cops had been there like 3 times over like 3 weeks because we just kept getting in an argument. And Hunter was on the phone with me when we were arguing and stuff, and he heard my fiance threaten to unalive me by hitting me in the head with a skillet. And then Hunter started threatening him on the other side of the phone. So,
Can I ask a question?
because
Why are you still with him?
he's not the same person that he was.
There
Okay.
you go.
Okay.
I get that.
I get
I
that.
get that.
And for fairness.
Valid
I get that.
question.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
I
valid
just wanted to
question.
know because you're still with him. He's on your TikTok. Just because of that, what he said to you and did to you, and at that point being a bitch of a man.
I'm sorry.
Is there any redemption for you, Rose? Is that too far gone? No one can ever change.
You know what?
You crucify. He's done in your world.
For me, yes, I'd be like, out,
Bye.
out. See you
Okay.
later.
All right. Got
I
it.
mean, and because I have a past too, with my ex-husband. Yeah, it's like, but for me, it's that was me. But I don't really give second
Give
chances
second
for me.
chances. Yeah.
For
One
me,
time you're done. Yeah, I got you.
yeah, for me.
All right.
Okay.
What?
Yeah.
Well,
So
all right. Well, continue.
cops made him leave. I went and filed an EPO.
What is an
knew that
EPO?
emergency protective order.
Okay, sorry. My mind just couldn't wrap it. I was like, I don't know.
You're okay. So I filed that. I knew that he went into this chick's house, but I didn't know. I knew her name. I didn't know where she lived, and so I couldn't tell him where he was at. So they eventually dropped the EPO because they couldn't serve him because he was hiding. And come to find out, he was living in Hunter's hometown. Anyway.
The plot thickens.
Am I
Yeah,
the only one that catches these little nuances? She like slips
No,
some
I
shit in.
know.
Right?
I
I'm
was
like, what
the plot
What did you
thickens.
just say?
What are we talking about? So
yeah, so so he's with his girlfriend for a little bit until he starts texting me and being sexual with me and stuff in text messages. He comes over to the house 2 days in a row and we hook up both days. And the girl that he was with, she was a sweetheart. She was. I talked to her over the phone. They took the boys for one weekend.
You are such
after
a
the
better
EPO was
woman than I am. You're like, the girl he was with, she was a sweetheart. I'm like, bitch. No, let's be real. We don't blame the other person because the person you're with is the one to blame, typically, right?
I always blame there's two. They're two. They
I don't know. They may not know, or whatever, but you shouldn't, in all fairness. But as the woman and the other woman,
Sorry,
it's
but
hard
when
to
you have when
it's
you're
hard to
coming
be
into
friends with
someone's
them
house,
and
I'm
be
sorry, when
like,
you're coming
you're
into
such a
someone's
sweetheart.
house, you're coming into someone's house,
Was it
and
that
there's
same one?
obviously Was it the same one that was coming into your house?
No, it
It
was a
was a
different one.
different.
Wait,
Okay,
another
well
one?
then never mind.
Okay, never mind. Just gonna sit
It was
back.
his fault.
Keep going.
So, I feel bad about it because she really is a sweet lady, you know. So I text her and sent her screenshots and told her what happened between me and the fiance. And then I told Hunter, and Hunter was like, "I'm done with you, blah. I don't want to talk to you anymore." And I was like, "Okay, that's fine." Because we had been fighting, you know, we had to go times where we went like weeks without talking to each other because I couldn't put any money on his books. I wasn't working. You
Right.
know, I was getting assistance to keep my house because I couldn't find a job because all my charges were coming up as pending on my background and no one would hire me. And so she calls me and she's like, "I just told him I knew all this. He's coming to you and he's pissed off." And I was like, "Okay." So he gets there, doesn't really want to talk to me, just spends times with the boys, you know. He stays with me until I get evicted out of my apartment in July. And yeah, I got evicted. Um Ended up going to stay with a couple of friends of mine that I had met on Facebook in this little tiny trailer with 4 adults, my two little babies, and their older kids. And it was really cluttered. I was sleeping in a bunk bed with their cribs underneath my bed. Like they didn't let their dogs out to go to the bathroom. They would let them just use the bathroom on puppy pads in the kitchen.
Oh Jesus.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And they were also trying to have like a three-way relationship with me.
Oh, they wanted you to be their unicorn? That's not
Oh
good.
my
Yeah.
god.
It was a thruple.
Sister wives. You
Yeah.
didn't want no
unicorn.
sister
Yeah.
wives going on in here. No.
Of course they
And
want.
I wasn't into them like that because they weren't the most attractive people.
Hmm.
And that's me
Wow.
putting it
Okay.
nicely. Anyway,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
I'm still
Understood.
talking. Me and Hunter, you know, work things out and we're still talking and stuff. And then Hunter comes up with this bright idea, and I think they know what I'm about to say. Hunter comes up with this bright idea. Hey, you're gonna start selling your body.
Yep, I have that written in my notes too.
Yeah, he starts
Hold up.
sending me prices like $100 for a date and $500 for a weekend.
And what does that entail? What does the date entail? And what does the weekend entail?
I
Mm,
think you know. I don't think I have to say it.
Did he say it to you?
Yeah,
Like, hey, you got to do whatever he wants?
yeah.
What was your
He,
immediate response to that?
he kept telling me, "Oh, you're so beautiful. You know, you're attractive. People will pay that for you." And this, I'm not even gonna call him a
oh,
man. This
God.
boy has me so like mentally screwed up, and I'm still in my grief that I contemplated doing it.
I get it.
I did.
I've been in relationships before where I've been yes. That's
Okay.
all.
But at that point, did you were like, wait a minute, was my entire all the shit you did for me just to pimp me out? Did
I
that
think
cross
so.
your mind?
Yeah, it did. Because, okay, back up a little bit. During all this, he had gotten his discovery pack. JC, I'm sorry, I love you. We got his discovery pack, and it comes out that JC is the one that called the facility.
Boom. Hold on. Let me do this.
Wait.
Or this.
Wait. Well, oh, fucking
Holy
A.
shit.
Yeah.
Can you repeat that?
JC is the one that called the facility.
But it tracks. I mean, as she was the baby mama. I mean,
It
at this
doesn't matter.
point.
Like, you know what? At
But
that point,
hold on. They weren't friends at this point.
Can
They
I
were not
explain,
friends.
says JC?
deuces. As a man, deuces and walk the fuck away. Like,
Well,
But
you
they
know what I
weren't
mean?
friends when
Hold
she
on,
we
had
hold
weren't
on.
called the
friends.
facility.
We weren't friends, you know. He had told me all of this like fucked up shit that happened between them and like trying to blame JC for a lot of
No,
it.
I get it.
And She didn't call to
Uh-oh.
get me in trouble. She called to get him
I'm in
extra
trouble.
time because she's terrified about when he gets out, because he's even told me that he was going to take that baby and JC was never going to see her again, that I was going to be that
Okay.
baby's new mommy.
Never mind. I thought it was him. Never mind. I had it all
No.
confused. I thought it was
No.
him, but the fiance now.
No.
I thought it was him who called, not
No.
her. Okay,
No.
so I had it all confused until you just okay, got it. No,
Yeah.
never mind. Okay. I get it.
So
I get it.
she didn't know my name. She didn't have any way to get a hold of me or anything. So how could she have come to me directly?
Yeah.
And
No, I
I
get that
said,
now.
wow.
I thought
yeah.
I had it mixed up. I thought it was your fiance who
No.
called the facility. That's why I was like,
No.
Deuces
No.
is him. You know what I mean? I thought it was
No,
him, not her.
no. It was JC.
She's in the
and that
comments.
makes-
She's here. She's here in the
That makes
comments.
sense. She was like, yeah, fiance did call, but she goes, wait, can I explain? It's
Yeah,
not like
no,
that.
not you. I was thinking it was him. My
But
whole
I
thought
get
process
why-
was
Right.
him.
I
Okay.
get why she would.
He called the facility before I found out that it was her that called, the reason that got me fired that day. Because when they were on a phone call in February or whenever, he told her that he was going to be a daddy again. He didn't say stepdaddy.
I would
he
be
said
like
daddy.
her. I would be like her. I would be calling the facility and be like, you know, blah blah blah. You know, I'd be like her. I thought it was your fiance that called the facility and ratted you out.
No, and you also got to think too. When he found out that I was getting the interrogation CD, which she was trying to bring up, he wanted me to break it because they interviewed him the day that they pulled them all out of the cell and tested everybody for substances and stuff. He's the one that told them that we had done it every day at work.
That's the whole fucking thing that I said earlier. Hold on. It was the interrogation that he was like, yeah, it was, we totally did it. She coerced me.
Yep.
Fucking piece of
This
shit.
is insane, guys. Wow. Okay.
Wow, right?
Yeah. All right.
So-
So
I know. Okay, we're not even to the end of it.
no, we are not.
Right. To be fair, I do need to get off fairly quickly. We have family in town and the grandbabies are in town. I'm so excited. And tomorrow we're doing children's museum with them. So we are Mama Bear, would you be willing to do next week?
Would you just want to be a part of the show forever?
And
You
know
and
what?
JC?
Actually, yeah, you and JC, can you both be
Yeah.
on next week?
JC,
Since now it's getting
more
into
than
both
I
welcome.
of
gave you hearts. Look. Hold on. Let's do it
Oh
again.
my god, that would be amazing.
Look, if I could do the
What?
hearts,
It's
can
because I'm
both
on
of you
a
be on?
Mac. It's because yes,
Can
please.
can
Please.
both of you be on next week? JC, yes?
JC.
JC, can you both be on
Oh
next
my
She
week?
said,
God,
"Oh my
yes.
god, yes!
Oh, the
Woo-hoo!
tea continues to
God,
boil.
yes.
The tea continues to boil.
Look, I'm on the end of my seat here right now.
Everyone's really, really like
literally
on the
could
edge of you've been edging us for like 2 weeks now, so like we're gonna have to at one point we're gonna have to blow the load, so I think
Yeah.
this is
So
it.
next week will be it. It should be this is going to be a 3-parter.
Yes.
We'll send you the link.
We'll send you a link. Don't worry.
It's easy.
It's as easy as Zoom. I got
It
you.
is
I'll send it to
or if
Mama
not
Bear.
easier.
Mama Bear can send it to you, and then
or we'll figure it
Yeah.
out.
We
sure
got you.
she'll
We
get
got you. Yeah, we are edging
Yeah.
hard.
Hey,
We're edging hard
JC.
soon.
JC, put your TikTok username up there.
Yes.
yes,
Mhm.
please.
Yeah, please.
Yes.
do
Yes.
that.
Yes. Please.
Yes.
And immediately I'm gonna make some shorts. Wait for my birthday to happen at noon.
Yes.
I
And
couldn't have a better birthday, by the way. This is the best. This is the
This
best. Thank
is
you.
Nacy, happy birthday, by the
Thank
way.
you.
Happy
Yeah, this
birthday.
is phenomenal.
We love you.
This is one of the best shows we've ever done. Like
Yeah.
this whole series is amazing.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I'm
I
enthralled.
mean, it was however many part on TikTok. We're doing
Lisa
it in a
Jesus.
part
Yeah.
here. Well, no, I mean,
Week 9. Will you-
Mama Bear
will you-
had-
year-long story. I mean, it is a
Yeah.
Will
long
you indulge
story.
us with another like week 10, please? Like, would you come like every week? It's just like, what about one more?
I'm telling you, she has you like this on the end of your chair, like, wait.
Well,
What the
how
fuck?
about this? AC, do you want to go to the end of part 10 and show everybody Hunter?
Sure. Yeah.
Yes.
I
Any
didn't
moment.
see
I'll
that
leave
part.
everybody with that.
Wait a minute.
Fuck
I
yes.
just-
Let's leave the
yeah.
show that way. And
You guys talk amongst each other for a second.
And I will,
That's-
Casey's
he's
gonna
at
do
the
his
very-
thing.
as
he's
soon
at
as
the
AC
very
puts
end of
it up,
part 10.
we'll leave it there, and then
And
we
there's
will end the
JC's
show there.
TikTok username. So
Okay,
y'all can
okay.
follow her on
Yes,
there.
let's put that up there. Yeah.
JC,
At
no.
JC
Okay.
Lynn.
Yes, I'm
Um,
so excited. Thank you, both of you, for coming on. And wow, I'm so excited. You have no idea.
I'm glad she's watching. I wanted her to watch. And I told her when we were doing this so that she can kind of see the atmosphere, so that she can see that she doesn't have anything to be nervous about.
Right. We're fun.
Right, we're good. Yeah, we're
We
good.
try to be. And honestly, Mama Bear, thank you so much for being on here. And I fucking love
Happy
you.
birthday.
You're amazing. I really do
Good.
appreciate you being so honest and forward, with us, and just saying, yeah, this is how it is. This is how I felt. This is why, because I've been in many
Almost
toxic
there, AC. Don't fall down the stairs.
I've been in many toxic relationships in my life, and I'm very forward of, yeah, this is what happened. I mean, I've been collateral for a drug deal. You know what I mean? True story. But I love I love that you're like, yeah, this is why, and here's why
Go
I
back
did it.
up,
And
baby.
When I
Mama
see the
Bear,
baby, I've gone
do
too
me a
far.
favor.
yes,
Can you send me her link on my on my TikTok so I can follow her?
Go back down. I'm trying to. Your screen. Okay.
There's
That should
part
be part.
7.
There's part 7, part 8. Okay, so the very last video.
This one?
the very
Nope,
far.
It should be in the
back up.
middle, right?
Scroll up.
No.
Um,
Scroll up and go to the very left.
yes.
Oh, to the very
So
left
part
video.
7,
Yeah.
that one right there.
That-
Yeah,
Part
that
10?
should be part 10.
Yep.
And he's at the very end of the video.
Okay.
Do,
This is a 9-minute video.
I'm
Mhm.
so excited.
Part 10 expeditiously. People are dying to know.
They were.
Oh,
Especially when I waited for over 24 hours to put part 9 up. Everyone was like, oh my
Yeah.
goodness, where's part 9?
More edging. More edging.
there he
Oh,
is right there.
wow.
And
There
with
he
that
is.
note, everyone, I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. I hope everyone has a good week, and
Yeah.
we will see you guys on Friday.
Yes. We will see you on Friday.
Part 3. I can't
Also,
believe.
real quick, shameless plug. How was your day? We'll reconvene on February 5th. We will be done with our real estate class for now. And how was your day? We'll be back on February 5th in full force. We're really excited to be back. So
And I think
come
that's
watch us.
probably when our Monday night shows will be back, also after February 5th, because I know Sam has a lot going on.
Yeah.
AC and I have a lot going on, and
So much.
this is a lot. So we will be back also on our Monday night shows after February 5th.
Yes.
So find us there. Love you all, and I hope everybody have a wonderful, safe weekend. Please be safe out there. If you're in California, please be safe with all those fires and everything
Yes.
going on.
We're all
Our hearts go out to you.
Also, if you're in the if you're in the Midwest, it's been fucking cold. It's
Yeah.
gonna get warmer now.
Shut up.
We were negative. Shit, the other day I drove to work. It was -7 degrees, regular temperature. Not to,
It's 40 here. It's 40 here. Fuck.
Yeah, it's been fucking cold as shit. So,
They were all
at any
so
rate, anyone in across the nation, I mean, the South has gotten Florida got 9 inches of snow, for fuck's sakes. So, everybody,
9 inches.
you know,
Nice. Nice.
yeah,
9 inches is nice.
So
yeah, it
and
is.
we love you all. Come back for part 3. We have the hot tea for part 3, and we have another special guest going to be joining us. We won't let you know now if you didn't listen. Tune back and listen to who our guest is going to be on if you're catching the very end of it. If not, we will see you on Friday night at 7
Yes, I'm so
p.m.
excited.
Thanks, Mama Bear.
Thank you,
so
Mama
much.
Bear.
You're
Good
so
night.
great.
You're the
Love
best.
y'all.
Love you.
That was awesome.
Peace.
Thanks, guys. Stay tuned.